What's up, everybody? It's the Crypto Crow. I'm nervous, super nervous, super nervous, super nervous. There's so much stuff going on right now with Bitcoin, and I'm watching it. You're gonna watch it right behind me. I've got a lot of stuff to do today, but I figure why not? I figure what I'm gonna do is, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about what I've done and what's happening, and then behind me, you're looking at a 5-minute chart, okay? And it's real interesting. So last night I was watching the 4-hour, all right, and I was working on some pivot stuff and just all these different indicators. Looking at the 4-hour, you've got a real thin cloud. I mean, this pump sent Bitcoin so high, so fast that it basically took it outside of the realm of pretty much everything. Because it was so fast and there's no reason for it. It wasn't a climb, a slow climb to the top. It was just a boom. It went from 4,100 to 5,100 or 5,200 in no time at all. And it just took it outside of the realm of all TA. I mean, and people are charting this as though it was just a normal occurrence, and maybe it was. And I've seen all the stuff, the different, the one guy who, I don't know, maybe he was from the UK, who apparently bought it all real early in the morning. There's, the BitMEX insurance policies, and there are different things that may be played into this. But if it's one guy and then insurance policies, with BitMEX that were like forced to buy Bitcoin to cover things and so forth, to me, that's not really typical. And so now you have all of this technical analysis basically saying, okay, we're going to drop because the pump up wasn't what I would consider to be organic. What pumps are, though, in crypto, right? So last night it was, so at 5,300, I thought, okay, I need to sell because I'm going through everything and my gut is telling me to sell. Well, last night was family movie night. And so I thought, well, hopefully it'll last a couple more hours at least, and then I'll basically sell when I get home. By the time I got home, it was, I don't even remember where it was. It was like $3,000 less, maybe $5,000. And so I'm watching it and it's sideways a bit. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it because at this price, so I've held my Bitcoin now for over a year. Capital gains, I completely obliterated that on my Bitcoin holdings for this year. And so from here, I would basically be paying capital gains on any additional Bitcoin I were able to create, ultimately from swing trading what I have. And so I thought, I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. Is my gut, I know you're not supposed to trade on your gut, you're supposed to follow the charts, but it's really difficult to follow the charts when what's been happening is really outside of the realm of TA. I mean, in my opinion, until things really settle down. I'm getting a little bit of a cold. So anyway, the long and short of it is this. Last night, I sold my Bitcoin at $5,011 because I thought, okay, I'm going to go to bed and Asia is going to dump hard. Like, that's what I thought. They didn't dump hard, but there is some movement down. Excuse me. So I've got stuff to do, and so I figure I'm just going to let this run and let whoever's interested watch it. You want to check back, see where it's at. So I sold rather. Let me see here. Sold it right down in this candle. About 5. Bam. This is where I sold. And so I'm going to put this here. And we're just going to see. Now, here's the thing. on the 4 hour, oh, it's hiding. I'll do it off to the side. On the 4 hour, it doesn't let you change these. It's right about there. Well, this sucks. I guess the candles are more important than your own signals. Well, anyway, I sold around here, okay? And I'm already at profit. So if I were to buy back in right now, I'd be at profit. Not a significant amount, but at 49.37, and it's continuing to go down slowly. So what I'm wondering is, so this is hold on. Let me see where the resistance is. If we get through, so this is the first point of resistance here, or support rather, sorry. So it has to come down to 47.30. I think it likely will. From that point, if it bounces off of that too much, then I might just buy back in and say, screw it, I made a little profit. That's cool. I'm not greedy about it. But we're gonna have to see what happens. If it breaks through that to the downward, then I definitely see us going significantly further. But we'll have to see what happens. Again, I'm not a TA master, but I am trying to put. So I've been talking recently about the pivot reversal signals, and it's it's cool. Hold on, well, let me see what's happening here. I need to check something. The pivot reversal, I didn't get a buyback or a sell signal yet on the 4 hour. So oh, there are a bunch of you guys in chat. I'm not, holy cow, a lot of you. It's not even updating on my slobs, so I had to go to let's see what you guys are saying in chat. Oh yeah, Rolex, and all right, so I got to scroll to the top. I didn't realize there's so many of you guys in here right now. So but on the pivot reversal, it didn't tell me anything. I didn't act on the pivot reversal. What I've been doing is trying to figure out approximately when the pivot reversal strategy triggers a signal, because typically when it triggers a signal, it triggers it a little after. What I'm seeing is, well, that looks like I would sell there or I would buy there. And the pivot reversal signal typically comes a few candles after that. So I tried to beat it on a 4 hour. And if I go to the 1 hour, which I didn't even look at last night, is it on here? Why is it not on? I don't know. For whatever reason, it's not even showing. Oh, that's because I'm on a 1 hour. So yeah. So this is where it basically said to sell over here. And I'm like, that's not right. And there's no way. And so then it's pumped up to here, and then there's been no buyback. So this is different than the other chart, because I was looking at a lot of this stuff upstairs as well. So this is where it basically said to buy. Isn't that ironic? So on a 4 hour, and this is what I talk about, like accuracy, like what chart, what time frame is the most accurate, makes the most sense. This is the buy. So, and I'm pretty sure I don't remember if I said anything about this or not. 39.98 was the buy. That was March 27th. This is not right. What the hell happened to my pivot reversal? I'll have to look at that and figure out what's going on, because there's been a lot of activity inside of that. So anyway, so that's where it's at. I'm expecting it to go down. I don't know exactly how much. We've got 47.24 is the first support. 4,600 is the second. And then it comes all the way down to here and back to around 4,000. I think that's possible, but I don't necessarily think that's entirely possible, depending on what, like, if this one guy bought 20 million Bitcoin, then, he's likely holding it. I doubt he's bought $20 million worth of Bitcoin just to sell it, $1,000 less or even $100 less at that point. So we just have to see how the rest of the market reacts and what comes of this. My guess is that anything that BitMEX was doing with the insurance policies and basically making good on any losses or whatever, I don't even know how that stuff works, to be honest. I have to assume that that's done now. So at this point, I think the market will likely correct back to where it probably should be based off of organic trade sentiment, not just a couple pumps because of, what a couple of people have done. And I'm basically going to let this run all day, like while I'm painting and stuff. I'm taking a break today. My wife's got me working out again, so I'm on this like 2,700 calorie diet where I'm not even allowed to eat my first meal until 3 p.m. So at 3 p.m. I can go and eat, and then I'm already down a few pounds though. I basically want to get to 270 again. I really do. I haven't been 270 since I was in MMA. And that was like at the beginning when I first got into MMA. It was 2006 when I was 270 last. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So anyway, let me see. All right, I was gonna look at chat. Man, there's just more people. I swear, you throw Bitcoin in a title and everybody is interested. Bro, what's up, man? Any update on the exchange? Yeah, we're actually gonna be launching a mobile app. Exchange is likely going to launch in May at this point because we're adding some stuff, and we've got a lot of plans for the exchange. I think it's going to be different than I think a lot of people are expecting. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's not that it's going to be different, but I think we're going to be focusing on added value and services that a lot of other exchanges aren't. And look, I'm not expecting Crow's Nest to be like the biggest exchange out there. I'm not even expecting it to be a top 10. I expect it to be kind of a niche exchange for people coming into the market. And so we're trying to make things easy for them. And, I think it's going to be solid. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Our call with the SEC was really good. And I think that we're on the right track in terms of being compliant and all of that. So we still have a lot of work ahead of us. But we're already building some relationships. I can't say anything, but one of my lawyers has a really good relationship with the former compliance officer for a major exchange, and he's been building a relationship with them and just basically get everything ready. Like when we're ready to really grow and expand, we're gonna have these. We're gonna have a lot of people in place, and there's just a lot going on. So, Crow into house. Waiting for altcoins to move red. Yeah, and here's the thing that I want everybody to understand. Like, this recent pump has definitely helped altcoins, but that's not going to last much either. And you're already seeing Ethereum start to go down. I think this, I always talk about cryptocurrency being an ebb and flow, like an ocean onto a bank. The ocean comes out, pulls a bunch of sand in, comes back out, and it's just back and forth it goes. And so the altcoin pump recently was, to me, the way I took that altcoin pump and what's happened is when the bull run does hit, you're going to have a really good idea as to where the money's going to go and to what projects the money's going to go into and where it's not. You'll notice, and I've shown this both in my Patreon and on my channel, a lot, like I have like 30 different altcoin projects that I've been touting and talking about and everything for the past year and a half. All of those were like, I'm pretty sure like at least 25 of those projects were like positive, 20 to 20. I think one of them even got to 100% over where it was. So I think my altcoin holdings are going to do really, really well when the bull run does happen again, because I know and I'm more confident now that the money's really going to be pumping into those. There's just too much promise, and it's such a diverse group of projects, and I think it's really going to do well. I'm shorting to 2K. That's ballsy. I don't think we're going to see 2K. I really don't. I think if anything, we might see 4,000, but I don't think it's going to go much further than that. And if we do see 4,000, it may take a week, and that's the struggle. That's the struggle, is the patience, because there's going to be some upticks in there as well. And so your first instinct is going to be like, man, I expected to see, $4,000, but now it's pumping to 4,300. And I like, oh my God, but I still think we've got a little ways to go until we're really in a bull market. I am called Polly P. What's up, man? Brandon Lopez. Jason, let me clean up that intro music for you. I'm not using intro music right now. Looks like you were trying to cause panic, selling to make... No, not at all. I'm just calling it how I see it. Look, I tell everybody, I'm not some master technical analysis guy. I've been learning a lot about different technical indicators and what they tell me, and I'm basically saying, look, and I get it. Everybody's pumped up. You got a lot of YouTubers out there all over the place. This could be the bull run. This could be it. This could be it. Maybe it is. I could be totally wrong. I'm just not buying it yet. I just don't think. I think I still think that we're likely for one last dump, like a fairly sizable dump before we're going to see the final bull market. And everybody refers to bull run, bull market as though they're the same thing, and they're not. A bull market is not the same as a bull run, people. It's just a different thing. And so, look, I want this all to just take off, but I also would like to improve my Bitcoin position if at all possible. That's all I'm doing. And I'm letting everybody know what I'm doing it before everything does happen. So I'm either going to be wrong or I'm going to be right. If I'm wrong, then I'm probably going to lose some money. If I'm right, then I'll probably make some money. And that's it. It's a gamble. And I'm not a gambler. So this is difficult for me. But I feel like my understanding of technical indicators and the different things that I've been doing and the research that I've been doing is helping me make, what I assume to be a more educated decision. So, but it is what it is. And so we'll see how that ends up. Hey, Crow, good to be here. Give us the 411. I'm trying. Don't forget to hit those likes, peeps. Yeah. I really wish more people hit the like button, but I hate begging. People taking profits, relax. I agree. People are taking profits. 15 more billionaires about to do the same thing. Elon Musk. That's funny. Okay, cool. If that's the case, Tone Vase is shorting it. Okay, that's more of a confirmation for my sentiment too. So, look, I don't agree with Tone Vase and his altcoins, all altcoins are shit mentality at all. But, the guy knows his stuff. I mean, let's face it, he knows his stuff. But it's a gamble anyway you slice it, because I don't think anybody truly knows exactly what's going on right now. You missed the trend, maybe, Crow. Maybe. And that's why TA is a pseudoscience. I agree with that. One more washout down to 3,800, then off to the races. 3 years, 200K. That'd be nice. What's up, Jay McShay? Jason, big investor about to follow. 170 billion cap is nothing. Where is this? That's Aussie Informer. Who's this other big investor about to follow? Like, where are you guys seeing any of this? I haven't seen any of that. And maybe he is about to follow, but he's not going to follow until this caps out. I thought you never sold. I don't sell. I always tell everybody, I do not sell my altcoins, but I play with my Bitcoin so that I can have some fun. That's it. And I haven't touched this Bitcoin in over a year. I haven't touched it. It's been sitting stagnant for over a year. So, yeah, I don't swing trade altcoins because it's just too dangerous for me. Bart Simpson. What's up, Crow? What's up, XRP? Slayer fan. What's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Darren M. The pump was a short squeeze due to breaking the 4,200 level in combo with some FOMO, and if you believe rumors, Asian manipulation. I always believe in Asian manipulation, man. Those guys are crafty as hell, and they know exactly what they're doing over there. She's dumping and taking my money with her. Oh, boy. It's risky to sell right now. I know it is. It's risky. I know. I know. Believe me, that's why I'm doing this, because I'm watching it like a hawk. Anything could happen. It can pump right in my face, and just don't know. So I figure I'm either going to let you guys watch this all live until I decide it's been enough and I turn it down, or what. Could this whole 3K level be a big cup and handle? We'll see. Relax, people don't sell. Enjoy the ride to retirement. I made 7K in profit and waiting on the sidelines until it drops because, as you said, it's non-organic action. Very strange bullish flags out. Everything else points to downward momentum. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. A lot of other comments. The sold, haha. I mean, I took some profit off the top, but shit, 5K gonna be a piss in the bucket in 6 to 8 months when we're pushing. Oh, I didn't sell to like. No, I'm buying back in. I didn't sell like, oh, I sold it, I'm done. No, I'm trying to make a swing trade, people. I sold before I sold at $5,011. I'm going to buy back in lower. I could buy back in right now at profit, is my point. My profit is more Bitcoin than I started with. That's what I'm doing. I'm not selling because I'm out. You guys just don't get it. 6.2K is coming. That'd be cool. Looks like a line of buying support at mid to high 4,800s. That's cool. One question, did the chart tell you that? Gay for Crow. I mean, that's the thing. No, the chart didn't tell me that. I just did it because I'm like, what are the charts going to tell you right now? When you have that giant pump to $5,200 over the period of several hours, what's the chart supposed to tell you? It's pumping. It's going up. Cool. One question to the chart. Okay. Boomed out. All I see is downward momentum. It's a tricky setup happening. Many TA guys saying we're going back down to 2 to 3K levels. Thoughts? That's the thing. Nobody knows either way. Like, this pump happened and everybody started touching themselves. Like, it's like this boom happened and everybody started to get crazy excited. The altcoins, this and that. I honestly think a lot of it's bullshit. I think a lot of people are out there touting like bull run. Are we going to hit? They're all just trying to get views. I don't think that's really what's happening right now. It wasn't, to me, I would consider it an inorganic pump that didn't mean a whole hell of a lot of anything other than, we got somewhere quick. We got a glimpse into where the bull money is going to go when it hits the altcoin market, when this is all legitimate. And we've confirmed the bottom. We've confirmed a bull market. None of that stuff has happened yet. I know, believe me when I tell you, nobody wants the bull market and the bull run to start more than me. Hopefully it starts in May. Hey, Brian Mackey, a new subscriber, welcome. Yeah, if the bull market comes in May, that'll be great for me, but I don't even know if that's going to be the case. You should just sleep from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. I know. Get that training, brother. I know, I'm trying. I'm working on it. I'm gonna get big. No, I just want to lean out. I really do. I want to lean out, and that's basically what I'm working on. My diet has been good. My wife has been getting these really good meals from Remke. Man, these Remke meals blow Kroger out of the water, man. I mean, they're so good, and they're good for, when you're counting calories and things, but they're really good. Like, I actually like them for the first time. They're not necessarily diet meals, but you'll get like their pork chops are they look like 2 giant steaks. I'm not even kidding. They look like 2 steaks, and you have like broccoli and cauliflower and stuff, which normally sounds like crap, but it's so good. They actually make it in butter and stuff, and it's just amazing. So I'm working on it. Believe me, I'm starving right now. I really want to go and make some oatmeal or eat something, but it's only 1:30, and because I'm up so late, my first meal can't be until 3. And basically, I have to get 2,700 calories within a window of 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., I think. And then that's it. And then I don't eat anymore. So, if I'm up till 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., there's no food. It's rough, but I think it'll be worth it. It's just lifestyle changes. At 41, you've got to start looking at some lifestyle changes. I'm just tired of being so big. I guess we'll go down to continue to follow the old path with a light slope up before the pump around 4,300. Jesus, Jason weighs as much as a small car. I'm like 297 right now. I'm 7 feet tall. My legs aren't shredded, but my legs are solid. I mean, pretty much all of me is solid. It's all my weight is in my face, my chest, and my midsection. That's where all my body fat is, and it sucks. I wish some of it would go down to my ass because I don't have one. Hitting them weights right now. Keep it up. I'm working on it. I'm sore as shit. Like, my wife is so mean. Like, she's just so, she has no sympathy whatsoever. First day back at the gym, 4 sets of 20 reps of everything. And it's like, I'm already sore. Like, typically you're not sore until the next day, and then you're really sore the second day. No, I'm sore before I leave the gym. Like, I'm already hurting. And she just laughs. This is mean. She's like, if you want results, I mean, like, all in my chest area. I can feel where my chest connects, and I feel it pooling all the time. Like, under my arms and my shoulders, all the way down my lats. I mean, I'm sore as hell. All we did was upper body this week, but enough about me. I'm just old. I know Joey D. Joey D's built like a brick shit house, just huge and veins popping everywhere. All you bodybuilders in chat, what's up, Litecoin fam? How you doing? To create an exchange token and buy whatever you want. Started trying to get some keto diet recipes. Yeah, I opted out of keto diet. I'm not doing the keto diet. Do you think projects like Aeon and Cardano will meet and exceed their all-time high in the next run? Yes! Did I say that out loud? I sure as hell expect them to. Cardano and Aeon are just... Matrix AI is another one that I think is very, very promising. Yeah, and it's funny too. If you looked at Coin Paprika and you looked at the altcoin charts, when everything else was red, Neo and Ontology were the only things that were up like 1.5 points. So I found that interesting. It was like they're racing each other to see who can outdo the other. Bro is gay for Cardano. I am. It won't go below 3,700 in the mid. I think so too. Like, I would probably even buy back in at like 4,500 and just like be like, pat myself on the back, $500 profit on a Bitcoin, and I'd be fine with that. If it goes down to 3,000 from there, yes, I'll kick myself, but I feel like my whole technical analysis efforts right now have been completely thwarted because I can't trust technical analysis on shit that is not, to me, considered organic. That's just how I feel about it. I don't trust the TA right now. Good call on ADA long term. It's a solid project. I've been screaming Cardano from the rooftops forever. When Cardano's day comes, everyone's gonna know it. That's my belief. Everyone's gonna know it. ADA and Ontology did best for me so far. ADA is pulling back, and ONT is still going a little. Everything's gonna start pulling back. The idea is like, so technically, and it's a lot more difficult if you have a lot. It's like, I don't swing trade alts because it's just too dangerous. But when the bull run happens, you're going to see, I'm telling you, my belief is the altcoins are going to see a much more significant push than its base pair, whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum. And then I believe you're going to be able to sell back into either of those at a significant profit. So it's waiting it out. We see this altcoin push right now, or we have been. We're seeing the pullback now, which is fine. I expected that, but it should tell you, and I took screenshots of it. It should tell you where money's going to go when the real legitimate bull run starts, and I think that's going to be a pretty big deal. I don't want it to bull run yet. It's not going to. Don't worry. I don't see that happening. I'm going to stack up on ADA so I can hit my goal to stake. Yeah. As someone who predicted it was going to 4K when it was at 19K, in my opinion, it's not going over 8,000 until after the 2020 election. I don't think I can agree with that. I don't think I can agree with that because you're forgetting about the halving. The halving's in 2020, and typically the market goes bullish about a year before. So, which that could have already started. We could already be, and I guess technically we are kind of in bullish territory right now. So we'll see. 200 EMA will break, people will scoop, then bottom, or then boom. But that's not for months. Yeah, the 200 EMA and all that, I think I'm seeing that's September, as I understand it. That's expected to all happen in September, so we got a while. Hey, Crow, what price do you see Bitcoin sitting at end of year? And yes, into the fray. Chainwise it's in November. Chainwise is still coming. It's still happening. I have some ideas. I want to make it even bigger than originally intended. The struggle has been to get companies involved. Companies are lazy right now. And I think a lot of companies don't want to just come out and say they're struggling hard, so they just ignore every effort to market themselves. It's honestly what I think is happening to a certain degree. But I'm working out some things where the exchange will play a role in people at Chainwise, and I've got a whole program together that I think we're going to start launching. But anyway, yeah, it's still happening, and it's going to be in November. What price do I see Bitcoin at end of year? Well, yeah. So we've got like six-ish months, 7 months. Look, I think it really depends. I think the closer we get to, I don't know, end of year, maybe we see 12, 13 grand, 2020, 50 to 100 grand. I mean, that's just a random guess. I have no clue, really. I haven't really calculated it out based off of what I've seen. There's so many factors that are going to dictate the price of Bitcoin in the next year, over the next year. Obviously, the institutions are going to play a significant role in that. Whenever they start really diving in heavily, I mean, that's going to play a significant role. So we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see. Haven't heard you speak on XRP much lately. They do a lot of speaking for themselves. They've got so much happening. I'm working on that series, the Where Are They Now in 2019. So there's going to be a lot. I'm going to get to Ripple and XRP and all that stuff at some point. Litecoin indicates bull run continues. That's cool. The daily 50 and 200 are getting closer by the day. Golden Cross coming. Oh. That is a ludicrous viewpoint that no altcoins will be winners. Yeah, I agree. It's nuts. Look, I mean, there are guys who got into the space because of Bitcoin and focused around Bitcoin, and it's like, I don't understand. Sometimes I think it's just a shtick, if that makes sense, for some of these guys. Like, oh, I'm so hardcore Bitcoin, everything else is shit. because it's like this subculture of Bitcoin lovers. And it's like you're not really cool. You're not in that group if you think other coins can be worthwhile. And I just think it's a joke, and I think it's short-sighted. And I think that the very nature of cryptocurrency is about being open-minded and progressive. And you're not going to get that if you are closed off to the potential of the technology overall, because Bitcoin itself is not going to change the entire world's financial economy. It's the technology behind it, and that technology cannot truly blossom and take shape without others putting in their 2 cents and putting in their effort. And let's face it, it makes more sense to take something great, fix issues, resolve problems, and enhance upon it and start from zero than it is to take something that's already worth 5,000, 2,000, whatever, and then build on that. It's, unless you're a significant holder and whatever, it just doesn't make as much financial sense. Innovation is innovation and invention stem from a need or a problem. But people create their own products with those innovations and inventions. They're not just fixing something else. So it's like, a tire blows a hole. You don't just patch the hole and call it an innovation. You create a tire that doesn't get holes. And that's just how things are. And that's how the world turns. And that's how economies grow and establish themselves, so forth and so on. Bro, what are you drinking? Coffee. I drink Propel, like 0-calorie waters. Here's a nice commercial. Propel. Send me about 30,000 of these, will you? So I drink waters at night, and then when my bottles are empty, I fill one in the morning with coffee. I have my coffee when I wake up, and once that's gone, I switch to water again. Baba Booey, Howard Stern's Ween. Funny. I love my Howard Stern. Bro, did you see Thor coin? WTF? Wow. No, I have not seen it. I've been in crypto for a year. Also a subscriber to your channel for a year. I must say the ups and downs of the market make it feel like 100 years. Welcome, Jennifer Clark. I appreciate you joining me. Yeah, I agree. The crypto time frame is much less than normal, in traditional markets even. So everything happens much quicker for the most part. We're back down to 49, 43. It's nerve-wracking. I'm not going to lie. Like, just even sitting here watching this 5-minute chart. Oh, well, we're on the 4-hour. Let's take a look at be easier to watch this on a 5-minute. At least we get. Volume is dying out right now. On a 5-minute chart, we're way, way, way bearish. Yeah. I mean, we're way under the cloud on a 5-minute. Volume's low. 49.40. It's crazy. It's nerve-wracking. I just wish it would dump real quick to 4,500 so I could buy back in and be done with this. That's my problem. I don't have the patience that a lot of TA traders have, and that's my biggest downfall. I just don't. It's like I want an excuse to buy back in and just pat myself on the back and move forward with the rest of my life. Otherwise, I'm watching this like a hawk. Which is the only reason why I'm even doing this live. There are almost 300. There have been like 300 people in here, and I love it. It's already been 39 minutes, and it's just, yeah. Like, I'm probably going to just, like, at some point, I'm just going to shut my camera down, mute my mic, and just let this go live until I decide to buy back. I don't know. How are you doing with weight loss, Angie? It's happening. I mean, I'm losing. So yeah, it's really easy to get caught up with a bad diet You know, like I do the bulk of my eating really late at night, hours before I go to bed. And that's been my problem. That's why I've like, you know, I've gotten back up to like 300 pounds to begin with. And, you know, a lot of people, they keep telling me, oh, you never know it to look at you. You're so tall. But I can see it and I can feel it. And you know, my back has been getting a little better. I mean, just a lot of things have been getting better. We found the great place for my testosterone levels. There's a little dump. 49.35, down $5. Come on. Just take me to 4,500 so I can end this nerve-wracking. I don't want to see green right now. There we go. Come on now. Watching the 5-minute chart is going to be more nerve-wracking than anything. Let me know in chat what chart you guys want me to leave this on. 5-minute, 30-minute, hour, 4-hour. Because I'm just going to let this probably run all day, just so you guys know. I'm just going to let it run all day. Every time I scroll down, it goes all the way to the full bottom. I did it at 4,100, sold BTC, had to buy back at 4,750, lost all my gains. Ooh, then previous 2 trades to aggregation. Ouch. Hey man, I've been getting tired a lot. People say check my testosterone levels. What do you say? I work a lot, so I don't know if it's that. Turned 33. Yeah, 33 years old. You're getting tired a lot. Yeah, get your testosterone checked, man. 33 is about when I discovered mine, I think. Pretty sure. How old was I? So that was yeah, it was around that time. It was like 30s. That's when it starts to go. I don't know if you've ever done Whoa! Oh! Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Keep it going. Oh, God, it's like exciting and nerve-wracking and everything. It's just, it's almost too much for me. I almost can't handle it. But yeah, you need to get your testosterone levels checked for sure, because it's, especially if you are, you know, like basically, no, what are you doing? You know, people must have buy orders put in there. Come on. What would be the point of that whole drop if it's just going to go right back to where it started? So, when you're in your 30s, when you turn 40, and I know this sounds very morbid and dismal, but when you turn 40, your body starts to break down. I mean, it's basically when your body starts the dying process. I know it sounds disgusting, especially when I'm 41 and I'm in that stage. And so at that point, it's a race against time. It's how much more good can you do for your body than the bad it wants to do, because it wants to break down. And so at that point, you really have to start focusing on exercise, proper diet, giving your body everything it needs. You can't neglect it. And that's what I'm getting my head wrapped around. It's not easy. And a part of that deficit is your testosterone levels. And so without your, low testosterone can give you a heart attack, basically. I mean, low testosterone can do so much damage. It's like estrogen for a woman. And like when a woman goes through menopause and her estrogen levels are all whacked out and everything gets all crazy, that's kind of what happens to a man with low testosterone. And so, you go through hormonal therapy. Look at this fight. There's like a battle going on between buyers and sellers for this 5-minute candle. So you have to get it checked. All there is to it. No, I'm not really rooting for Bitcoin to crash. I just wanted to get to my buyback. That's all I want. I don't want everybody to get wrecked at all. I just this is all part of my whole, I'm learning technical analysis. I made a pretty sizable bet on what I think is going to happen before an indicator told me to, and it was a good thing, I think. But it depends on how low it gets before I buy back in, and I kind of have this mental range. So yeah, I'm not oh bastard. What is the point of that? Look at the size of that wick, and it's like somebody's messing with me now. get your testosterone checked. It's not very expensive, and it's worth it, because I used to come home from work at like 4:30, 5 o'clock and just crash hard, like super hard. And I had all kinds of issues. And once I got my testosterone, here's the thing about that though, and this is what I learned the hard way. When your testosterone, I think that just closed the candle. No, it didn't. When your testosterone levels, when you're getting like injection, they're going to try to put you on everything from like a deodorant, like a roll-on, a gel, which is messy and doesn't do shit, all kinds of stuff. And realistically, you want the injections. It sucks, but you want them. And but you want to make sure that your injections aren't too high. I have no idea what just happened right there. That is the silliest, like, drop to 4,900 just to pump back up to 4,950. Like, what the hizzy? Man, I'm hungry. So because if your testosterone injections are too much, then you will your blood will start getting thicker. And when your blood starts to thicken, all kinds of weird stuff's going to start happening, and you can have a stroke. So you need to check your hematocrit levels. That your hematocrit net levels, I'm pretty positive, need to be somewhere between like 49 and 50, maybe 51. My hematocrit levels have hit 54 multiple times, and it makes it difficult to breathe because your blood is so thick. Your lungs don't want to. Your lungs are working that much harder, and it's some crazy shit. So make sure. Now I had to go and I went and saw an endocrinologist, which tested my levels and everything, and basically said that my dose was too high. So what my shot I was getting twice a week was so high that it was causing my body to react in a certain way, and it ultimately increased my hematocrit levels. Yada yada yada. But you want to get your testosterone checked. I'll leave it. Lots of buy orders now. Yeah, drink lots of water. I used to chug water to lower my hematocrit. IT tested the 50 AMA on the hourly was expected. What do you think about alkaline water? I don't know. I don't know a lot about alkaline water. Cholesterol levels getting higher at 40. Fix the diet. You fix all problems. Never put Band-Aid over a gunshot wound. 47.50 should be support. That'd be fine too. At this point, I don't care. I want this to be over. Making swing trades for me is ridiculously stressful because I'm right. I was right to do what I did. It's just a matter of when to buy back and be done with it. So I sold up in here. I could buy back. On the hourly, we're good. It looks like it bounced off of this. I mean, it didn't really bounce, but it's sitting. Oh, it's gonna break through to the down. We're basically at this 4,900 is a support level. It bounced off of that support level already. So if we break through that to the downward, well, I guess it's 49.20. So this is interesting. This is almost like for somebody who doesn't know what's happening, this is, or like, people always complain about watching UFC fights when they go to the ground, like it's so boring. It's because they don't really know what the hell's happening. They don't understand jiu-jitsu, and they don't understand what the submissions are, or the technique, or the strategy. It's kind of what I'm seeing here. It's like, it's like a fight. You're watching a fight happen right now between two sides of the world, and it's just crazy. Crazy. Oh, it's scary. Scurry. God, I'm hungry. Oh, traded from 2K to 20K the last 3 months. Can't wait to buy back in. Drop. Patience is crypto game. I know it. You're right. Patience is a virtue I do not have. I am not a patient person. I will say that. I think it's a part of why I'm so blunt and direct, because it's like, let's skip all the bullshit. I don't have the patience for games. Lots of buy orders, drink lots of water. Clomid prevents test conversion to estrogen. Yeah, that's what they give to pregnant women or something like that. I tried the Clomid thing. It made me mean. I don't know why, but Clomid just made me an asshole. My wife was like, you need to stop taking that shit. What's your target? My target is honestly what I think could happen, and what my target for buying back in is. If it gets to 4,500, I'm going to switch to like a 5-minute chart and study it until we have an uptick, and then I'll probably just buy back in at 4,500. I'm not trying to do anything crazy, but I'd like to see 4,500 before I buy back. And if it goes down further from there, then it's fine. In 2018, basically the primary source to purchase altcoins was Bitcoin. Now that is no longer the case. How do you think it will impact the future increase of the Bitcoin price? I don't, because I think ultimately Bitcoin is still going to be the primary base pair for every major trader in the world, and it's going to be used as the store of value for everyone. I don't think people are going to be buying coffee and shit with their Bitcoin. I think they're going to, that's what they're, like a lot of people, they convert it, they convert their, like in a bear market, people convert their currencies like to USD Tether and basically any of these stable coins. But in a bull market, Bitcoin is the stable coin. And so the more of that transactional activity is going on in the market at the time, that's what helps pump Bitcoin up. Okay, good show. You sold at 5,100. No, I actually sold at 5,011. So 5,000. I was trying to sell at 5,300. But we had a movie night and I didn't have time to come down and hit the sell button on anything and deal with all that. So I missed that. Woohoo, what's up everyone? How you doing, Jason? Rolex 23 in the house. That's from way back. That was from a while ago. People, what coins do you have that are similar to Basic Attention with advertising? Basic Attention token is the only one that I've seen that's actually that I see has a lot of potential and promise, personally. Yes, I did the injections, then they switched me to the gel. My insurance stopped covering the gel, probably because it's worthless. I'm going back to injections. My endocrinologist is a dickhead. Yeah, just do the injections. Just do the injections and stick with it. I got out of VeChain. Honestly, I got out of VeChain. I know a lot of people are probably going to go crazy because of that, but I wasn't feeling it. How often do you have to get the injections? I get them twice a week. I used to get one big one every week, and I would spend half of the week feeling like a superstar, and the second half of the week feeling like I was like going to pass out, fall asleep, had no energy. So they basically cut my dose in half, and I get it twice a week now. Thoughts on Tron, worth keeping? Yes, I'm holding Tron. You never know what they're going to do. They might buy NASA someday. I don't know. Smash those likes, folks. Smash those likes. I need to get my subscribers up. Testosterone roller coaster. It has been. It's been a roller coaster for years. Favorite altcoin at the moment besides Cardano? Aeon or Matrix AI, I would think. I've heard good things about Vertcoin, but never got any. Don't know if I have any of that or not, to be honest. Picked up man. You picked up a man. Chris, let me introduce you to Dick Insider. Just kidding. Once you start injections, you're always going to need injections. Yeah, pretty much how it goes, especially in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and so on. Yay, lunch break live show. That's right, Jason Rohde. I figured, why the hell not? I actually came down here thinking I was going to paint, but the questions and comments and everything's flowing so smooth and so steadily. It's like I don't want to turn myself off and leave the chart running. I'm painting a whole bunch of stuff I can't even show you. This is what I was doing last night. So it's going to be really hard for you to see them. Maybe it'll focus. Yeah, it's like super hard to shield. This is what I do at night. I paint these guys, models. And I'll show you this one. This is what is referred to as a warcaster in the game I play. This is Terminus. He's this is a conversion. I made him a werewolf. I love werewolves. And so this is a warcaster. Any of you nerds out there, you got to get a War Machine. This is a Stalker. This is a light War Jack. It's basically like an assassin jack, and it's cool as hell. I run 2 of those. I got a whole bunch of them. I have like, I don't know, 600 models in War Machine. I just love painting them up. And it's therapeutic. And I'm getting a shirt. It says, I paint so I don't choke people. I saw that on Amazon. I'm like, oh my God, that is so perfect. I paint so I don't choke people. It's good stuff. Hey, Crow, good to see your furry face enjoying the channel. And I sold some Bitcoin at 5,100. Good call, good call. The question is, when do we buy back? It's at 49.14. Ooh. 1% should be 10% at least Celsius 3.0 app up and coming to 15. Those figurines are badass. Thanks. I've got some really cool stuff. Like, I could show you guys some really crazy stuff. I have Grimkin. I have almost the entire Grimkin faction. I have Convergence of Cyrus. I have like probably at least 75% of the Crix faction. And I've got, tomorrow, I've got a Retribution list coming that I'm going to put together and paint. So yeah, a lot of people sold around 5K, it seems. Yeah, might have been. I love painting miniatures. It's real therapy. Keeps the bears away. Yeah, and I love the game, man. I mean, the game is really, it's so challenging, and it's just fun. What's your honest opinion about IOST? I don't know. I have to look at that. I've been looking at other projects most recently. Why does Bitcoin appear to follow the rules when crashing, but not when mooning? I am getting wrecked right now. Ooh. I guess for the same reason that I'm so concerned. Hey Crow, a lot of economists are saying we're due for a financial crisis. Any thoughts? That's a good one. Maybe we are. I mean, there's going to come a day when crypto is going to take over. I mean, like, entirely. I believe that the days of fiat currency are numbered. I think the question is what happens to the Fed if the dollar goes to zero? Like, what happens to the federal debt? I mean, realistically, if our government were smart, it would just buy up all the Bitcoin out there, pump its volume, pump its value, and then sell it to all the institutions at a crazy profit, pay off our debt, and then replace the fiat currency with Bitcoin. Or the US token. I mean, one way or another, I mean, I'm kind of joking. I'm not an economist, so I don't really understand a lot of the stuff going on with the economy. But what I do believe is that, we're in a debt-based system, and every dollar we spend is putting us further and further in debt at interest against people that are not even federal, like the Federal Reserve and all. It's like all of this stuff it's all private people, and it's all just one big scam. The United States is actually a corporation. It's like a Delaware company. And when you're born, you get a social security number. It's basically like your employee ID number. And they have a whole system worked out on how much they expect to generate from you during your lifetime through taxes. And it's all a business. It's, don't even get me started. That stuff is. Bitcoin seems to be making the rules as it goes. Yeah, that's kind of true. Just broke a tick under 4,900. Crypto was made and released in 2008 crisis. That's what it was for, a world alternative, and I think it will be. They love debt. Don't think they want to get rid of it. It's because the crown, England, still owns us. Yeah. Hey, Crow, Ichimoku rules. Yeah, I really dig it. I've been seeing your comments, Hal, Stanloff. I appreciate them. Uh-oh. Who's calling me? Oh, that's the other phone. I have multiple phones for obvious reasons. Well, I literally have 3 phones. So, like, I have one phone that nobody knows the number to. I have another phone that only a few people know the number to. I have apps in 2 of them. Oh, here we go for a number 3. Like, you know, if if I were to look at this and I'm using the TD sequential, obviously we're on a 3 and a downward trend, but this is on a 1 hour. It's on a 1 hour. I mean, that's 4 hour happening. We just keep starting one on a 4 hour chart. Cool. That's conclusive. And we're on a red 9 on a day chart. Price is still above a bearish cloud. Crow, that game you play is called Diablo? No, War Machine. War Machine Hordes. It's by a company called Privateer Press. It's a sick game. I've been playing it on and off for years and years. I used to have the entire Crix faction. The very first faction that I played was Retribution. And it's one of those things where I got into the game to paint the models. Like, that's really just to get good at something. And then when I started playing it, the strategy of it and the competition of it's just a lot of fun. And there are tournaments at different conventions and things. And you know, I've been getting better. And I've recently taken to airbrushing. So I'm learning how to airbrush better and yeah, I don't know. I just love it. And nothing makes me feel better than having a whole army of well painted or at least tabletop ready painted models playing against somebody else. So, and like every model does something specific and different and has multiple abilities and different things. So it's challenging and it's really good. I love it. But yeah, it's War Machine and Hordes. Be careful with that thin cloud line. It'll break under easily. That's the plan. Is it like 40K? No, not really. I mean, 40K is different in the sense that you have like 1,000 models and they all do similar, pretty much the same shit. Like I know you can have different weapons on this guy and that guy. 40K is much more simple. 40K is like checkers. War Machine is more like chess. And I don't have any here I would show you, but like each model, like these guys are part of a unit. Okay, this is just a little small 1-box infantry unit, and their weapon, they have different weapons, they have different armor, defense, speed, how far they go on the table, and based on inches, things like that. And then these guys are part of a unit. It's a different unit, and there's typically like you know, you can have like 10 to 12 different guys in one unit. And then you have a lot of solos. Like this is a model that I started painting. I haven't done much with him yet, but this is a solo. He has like 5 different spells he can cast and a bunch of different stuff he can do. And each have different range, damage, different effects. I could shut other models down. I can lower their defense. I could lower their armor. I can cancel spells that have been cast on other things. I mean, there's just a lot. And so it's not really like Warhammer. Warhammer is just kind of run up, roll the dice, see what lives. And if you know, this is very I've won games where, you know, I've played faction. I've just had a game recently where the guy took out pretty much all of my infantry on the table. I had my Warcaster and like a few other models, and I almost killed his caster. Like, it's a strategic thing. It's placement matters, all that stuff. Facing, directional facing, all of it. But if you're into that kind of stuff, I promise you, it's probably the best game out there. Those paint fumes. How many units does each figurine represent? One. So I can't show you, but maybe I can. I don't know. So all of these that you see on this table right here, this is 2 separate units. And they look black at the base because they're actually all bright green. But that's 2 separate units right there. These are Bane Warrior or Bane Knights. And so I was painting these guys last night. I'm still working on them. So, you know, you've got units and solos. You know, you can look up War Machine University and it goes into all the factions, all the models, everything. Like the Warcaster, every Warcaster is completely different and does something completely different. They have a feat. There's so much to it. But yeah, go check it out. You'll love it. Do you have a tabletop setup? Yes. I actually have a table with terrain and all kinds of stuff. I can play 2 games simultaneously. So 4x4. Each it's actually an 8x4 table, but I have it set up and I've got mats and stuff. Sarah Walker, what's up? What's up? Even our uni professors are waiting for the stock crash, and he has probably experienced 5 to 6 cycles. Would Bitcoin maybe crash even harder than stocks, but recover way much better? You know, again, I'm not an economist, and I still haven't really figured out the relationship between Bitcoin and the traditional stock market or the traditional economics. I would think that if anybody's wanting to hedge against the loss of fiat currency value, they're going to do that in Bitcoin. Because it really wouldn't make sense to do that in stocks. So, but I don't know. I really don't. You know, there are other guys out there that are better and more economically trained than I am. So that's something that I'll definitely look. On the 1 hour EG, you can see the Tinkinson crossing downwards. Bottom resistance appears to be 46.56, then to 47.37. The Senko span B is a crossing Seiko span A to form bearish future cloud on a 1 hour. It's hard to see the screen with all the lights in my face. Hey Crow, shout out for Utrust. Great interview with Nuno last month, by the way. Only a month or so to go. Go Utrust. Yeah. Yeah, I hope it does well. We've already crossed down, I mean, on a 1 hour, we've already crushed this. The public thinks crypto is a get-rich scheme. Been in since 2011. People don't educate. That is not only a new industry. It was created to hedge against falling banks. Right, exactly. I mean, I couldn't say it better myself. It's definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme. I think it's possible. It's just like, to me, in any kind of new asset class, any new technology, the early adopters are the ones that get rich. And that's what major players are always looking for. The next thing to come out, the next thing to happen. You know, back in the day, you know, I was working at Apple at a call center, and I was like 17 when the internet was starting to catch on. And, you know, you could get domain names for free just because they wanted to start populating the internet. And, you know, it's like, was that a get rich quick scheme? You could have got cars.com for nothing or for $70, you know, a little later. And then you could have sold it for $5 million or whatever the hell. And and there are still guys that make a living flipping domain names. So it's anything new, you know, there are always going to be people too lazy to do the homework, to really try to figure things out and understand it. And they just blab out any kind of random shit that comes to their mind. Most people I've found, they 48.67. This is getting exciting. This is getting exciting. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's pumping, so exciting. And I get more excited because when I see such a pump, I'm like, it's going to come down. It's got to. It's just a matter of how low will it go. And that's the scary part. Neblio has a new partner, Titanium Blockchain. What's the best set to get started in War Machine? If I like Magic, TCG, yes, it's similar. And the factions in War Machine are similar to Magic type factions as well. You like, you the way the factions work, like like if you like to play green, if you're like green in Magic the Gathering, you'd probably like Circle. Green's like big, heavy, hard-hitting beasts, things like that. Circle is a faction in War Machine that would, or well, actually Hordes. You'll see there's War Machine and Hordes, but the two of them play together. It's the same company. It's just Hordes is more about beasts and animals, and War Machine is more about jacks and robots and things. But they fight each other. You can even put some models of either side in the same list in some cases, depending on what you're doing. Tell me, like, what is your play style in Magic the Gathering, and I'll tell you what faction you should probably try out. Crypto Threevis, can't wait to get filthy rich with you, Crow. I hope we all do. I truly do. I hope we all do. Golden pocket on fib is between 45.95 and 45.37. If BTC retraces there and holds, most likely it could bounce from there. Hal, you're the man, because that's what I'm counting on. Like I said, if it gets to about 4,500, I'm buying back in and calling it a day. And we'll see. We'll see. But yeah. Just sold out of my Pundy X position for more Cardano. Nice. Keep in mind, like, even though I'm extremely bullish on Cardano, there's nothing wrong with diversification. I hate when I use that word because some people throw that word around like it's a big word and it sounds impressive. I hate big words like that because it just, to me, it's so often they're like used improperly. Well, I would like to get a set for me and someone else. I play white. Then you might like Menoth. Menoth is the big religious faction. I actually have some. So I do have a Menoth list. And it's like it's like a religious cult, and they think everything else should just burn in fire. And so you might like Menoth. I could probably grab a couple of the models. I converted some of mine, so they're supposed to look all like religious and so forth. I took one of my Warcasters in Menoth and put Bullrog wings on her and made her look like a demon. I would love to get up and get them, but I've got these lights all around me and I'd have to move a bunch of shit around. But yeah, Menoth is like a denial kind of faction. They're not super hard hitting, but they stop other people. It's more of a control thing. They stop other people from doing what they want to do. So Retribution, I think is really solid now. Retribution has some really good stuff. Personally, I love Crix and Grimkin. Those are my two because I'm more of I want to kill your caster. Once you kill somebody else's caster, the game is over. So you can either kill the caster or you can win by scenario. And scenario is like a whole other thing. So you've got scenario strategy players, and then you got guys like me. I just want to run up. I want to get rid of your people. Caster. I don't like winning on technicality. I want to win because I killed you. It's like winning a fight by decision. I don't like keeping stuff in the judge's hands. I'm taking you out. That way, there's no question who won. That's how I play my War Machine. Oh wow, we had a cross down. I didn't even notice that. Oh, that's not what I thought. Didn't have those on, but now we have a cross down. So take out volume, take out reversal, take this out because it don't mean squat. Let's take out the ET cloud. So at this point right now on a 1 hour chart, we're seeing the 13 cross down into the 34 indicator, which is exactly where I would be selling if I were waiting for something to tell me to sell. So to me, this is confirmation after the fact. So we can put this back down here. But to me, this is confirmation after the fact that the price is going to continue moving downward. So nerve-wracking. Now, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's going down, down, down to down, down, down. We'll see how far it goes, but that's typically, you know, when I tell people that you're changing or you're trading the crossovers, this should be a sell. So, and I'm surprised that there's no pivot indicator yet, basically saying to sell. Let me see what the last one was on this chart, because it was a buy. Yeah, okay. So this is the sell. So the last one it gave you was a sell signal. It's waiting to tell you when to buy. So at this point, there's no buy signal yet. So we're likely going to see a pivot reversal on a 1 hour telling us when to buy once it thinks that this correction is completed. So that's what we're waiting for that, but we've just seen the EMA crossover down. So let's look at a 4 hour. Still a substantial spread between the EMAs just on a 4 hour chart. So that's still going down. This is the support line that we had created earlier. See where that goes. Dump it. I already sold, brother. You must be late. I don't trade, so this is fascinating to me. Well, people need to remember that was one big money order for Bitcoin to pump us. Could have been anything. And bear market was over. The ultimate FOMO. We can't go up from that fast again. Not healthy. Well, I agree. But there's also some stuff happening with BitMEX and some sort of insurance policy on their shorters and things, I think, too. So they had to activate the sale or the buy. They had to buy Bitcoin to cover losses or something. I thought you didn't sell. Why do you keep saying that? I've answered this. I've told you this like times. I'm not even gonna bother with it again. I'm trolling. Say my stream health is an orange. I hope it's not choppy for everybody. Do you play any dApps on Tron? I do not. I don't really mess with dApps or any of that stuff. On a daily RSI is jackknifing down. Stocks downward crossing. Price action is now in the red cloud on the 1 hour chart. I'd wait. It's in a no trade zone. I agree. All that too. Isn't this fun? I'm actually digging this. This isn't even what I was anticipating doing today, but I had other stuff that I was going to do, but this has been pretty interesting, and there's still over 200 people, so sounds like you guys are interested too. I don't know. Did Crow make a good call or what? Still, it's not complete until I buy back. I could buy back in right now and make some profit, but it's still going lower. What are your thoughts on IOST and VeChain? I sold all my. I exited VeChain. Not because I think it's crap. I just think that there are other things that are going to do better. So I got out of VeChain and went further into Cardano. And IOST, I haven't really looked at yet. I plan to though. I just joined. Can you please start over? Yeah, that's funny. Got to get back to work later, Crow. See you, Jason Rhodey. Appreciate you hanging out, man. I bought ADA at 3 cents, sold at 10, revisit 3. I don't know. I highly doubt that. But anything's possible. Cardano's on a crazy good short right now. Can you make a top 5 passive income coins and how to do that? Yeah, I could possibly do that. Create like a masternode type video, like top 5 masternodes. The problem is the majority of masternodes are garbage. Matrix AI, however, is going to be masternode. They've already launched their mainnet, and token swap is on the 11th of April. Look at my Where Are They Now Matrix AI. I mean, you can get, depending on your Matrix AI holdings, you can potentially earn anywhere from 39% to like 51% ROI on your holdings. And I do see Matrix AI pumping. Like I see them doing really well. ADA to $2, please. If ADA goes to $2, I can't even tell you. I don't want to make any promises, but it'll be a happy day. Love your show. Thanks for that info. Thank you, Swift T. I appreciate it. LOL, it's not crashing. Well, it's gone down $160 since I started this video. Not necessarily. It's not a crash. It's just correcting. Can't believe I only had 988 December 2017. I dreamed of having like 2,000. Now I have 15,000. Wow, man, that's great. That's great. Please do a video of where are they now for Encash. Yeah, I keep getting asked about Encash. I probably will if we have a repeat of 2017. Pro, do you play Commander MTG? What do you run? I don't. I got back into Magic the Gathering for a little while. I call it Money the Gathering. And I started playing Magic the Gathering Arena, which is great. And it's a lot of fun. And it works really well. And I can create just about any deck I want. The problem is I'm so sick and tired of playing the same damn deck every time. If I played that game for 2 hours and I played 30 different people, 25 of them are playing the same shit they all net decked from the same website. And it's just so frustrating. Like people that play that game, especially online, they just want to win and move up in rank. Very little creativity. I almost feel like there should be some sort of system to stop people from playing the same shit just because it's a winning deck. It drives me nuts. Because then you have to, like, if you want to beat those guys, then you have to create a deck just to, like, beat them. And it's just lame, man. There's no sense of, it's just silly. It's silly. So to me, the game has lost its luster when everybody's playing the same stuff. I'm just kind of like, all right, peace out. Like in War Machine, I could play that. There are so many, like, it's just a totally different thing. Like, typically in Magic the Gathering, if one deck proves to be overpowered or does really well and everybody plays it, well, then it's just a matter of like, I'm playing you against the same exact deck. Out of the 50 billion combinations that are out there, everybody's playing each other with the same shit. And it's just boring. That's all there is to it for me. No personality anymore. Yeah, it's just not, unless you're talking about me. Yeah, there's just nothing to keep me coming back. And I spent quite a bit of money on Magic too, and I'm actually getting ready to donate like a bunch of cards. As a matter of fact, I traded all my rares for this entire Crix faction that I got. I'm just holding all my cryptos. Too risky for me to sell. If I sell Bitcoin today, I'll not sleep tonight. Exactly. Trust me. I felt pretty confident selling last night when I did, but I would never do that right now. I wouldn't do that now. It's for me especially, it's too late. I wanted to sell at 5,300 and damn it, I almost did. And we went and saw Dumbo. So my wife was like, we gotta go. We already bought tickets and this and that. And I'm like, oh shoot. Every time I've missed a significant swing trade, it's because my wife has had something else for me to do. So yeah, there's that. But it's all good. It was worth it. Dumbo really wasn't that great. And I'm a super sensitive, sentimental kind of guy. I really am. My wife always laughs at me because, like, I get teary at some of the dumbest stuff. But Dumbo just wasn't. It was kind of dark. I didn't even realize it until after the fact, but it's a Tim Burton movie. And I don't know. Tim Burton shouldn't be doing Disney movies like Dumbo. Thoughts on Car Vertical? I don't know. I know Superman's into it, I think. I never got into Car Vertical. I don't really know a whole hell of a lot about it. And because I'm on here for so long today, it's been an hour and a half. I got to put a dip in, folks. Sorry. I got to get my fix or someone's going to die. I did. I got Dumbo'd out of profit. Yes, I did. Because I'd be $500 in profit right now. on one Bitcoin. Yes, I got me some hillbilly lip. Ever tried a Joule? I don't know what that is. RSI is finally cooled off on the 4 hour. Yeah, but it's still kind of high. I mean, oh, no, it's not. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, it's 60. That's, yeah, I agree. Doesn't mean we're not going to go lower. We can't. We're at 48.78. Just hit my Joule as he said that. Happy to see this stream. Since this run, all YouTubers started taking sponsors and just promoting new coins again instead of content. Oh, really? Yeah, I haven't even been paying attention. I get emailed every day with people wanting me to plug different stuff, and it's not really what I'm focused on at the moment. I will say this whole IEO thing is getting kind of scary. My lawyer and I were talking about this last night, and he's just like, dude, these IEOs and these exchanges pushing them, they're setting themselves up. And I think I agree, because we had talked about the IEO trend and, how these companies are look, there's got to be something wrong, especially with the majority of these exchanges not even being licensed, and they're not really properly regulated or registered or anything. And then to not only facilitate the issuance of securities, but then take profit on doing so and pushing them to the public. Ooh, I'm telling you, I just think that their greed is a huge factor. And I think that the SEC is going to come down pretty hard on some of these. So we'll see. IEO's new set of scams. Yeah, it's like everybody's saying, oh, well, this exchange and these exchanges, they're more reputable than just the ICO companies, and they're going to do proper due diligence and this and that. When you're talking about companies that were charging ICOs $1 million to list a token, to me, that, I don't know. There's so much to it. I would like if there were a way to make sure that you're properly compliant with the SEC and all of the regulations, and you could issue IEOs, yeah, I would love to. There's great money in that. But with regulation where it's at right now, I wouldn't be comfortable. I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole right now. I think it's a great idea in concept and in theory, and it's great for the exchanges, but it's almost one of those things that's too good to be legit. Regulations ruin crypto. I used to think that. I don't think regulations ruin crypto. I think under-regulation has ruined crypto. And it hasn't ruined anything, but I think it's sidestepped crypto a bit, in the sense that you can't, oh, this is a whole big rabbit hole. It could be a whole other video. But I actually think that we should have regulation. Because without regulation, we're going to have every Tom, Dick, and Harry scamming people for the rest of eternity. And people are just never going to know where to turn or what to believe. And they're not going to know who to trust. And, I think the way regulation has entered the space and the way it's the vagueness of regulation that is a problem. But I think that vagueness is there to make sure they have room to go after bad actors. That's what I think. I really do. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, the SEC just goes after the small fish, the easy wins, and the people who can't defend themselves. And that may be partially true to an extent, but I also think they're going after people that they know are trying to snub nose the system. And they're, people who people who are trying to make a name or set a precedent for being able to skirt the system and feel they are in one way or another untouchable, the SEC can touch you. I don't care where you are in the world. I don't care who you are in the world. If you're a bad actor in the space and they see you as a threat, they have a way to get rid of you or to make sure that you pay. And that's what makes them so scary. But that's the way it's supposed to be in a sense. Like you can be cited for jaywalking across the street wrong. Doesn't mean it happens all the time. It's law, and there's a very clear law, but it's at the discretion of the police officer or the authority that sees you do this. Is it worth it? Are you a bad actor? Are you somebody, do I want to pull you over for jaywalking because I suspect you might have drugs in your pocket? You know what I mean? It's like one thing leads to another. A bad actor likely would have drugs in his pocket. So if a police officer, an authoritative figure, sees somebody jaywalking with this kind of reputation, yeah, you might get stopped and searched. So, yeah. $4,700, $4,500. Here we come, like I said. But we'll see, because I'm sitting here waiting for it. It's 2:30. We've been live now an hour and a half. Since I've gone live, so this is where I sold at $5,011. We're currently at $4,870. So So it's $145 profit so far from when I've sold if I bought back in right now. $145 on a nerve-wracking swing trade. Is that worth it? No. But if we go down further, higher low trend on 1 hour holding $4,800 resistance. Boo. Check out Ichi ni son yon go ro katsits kuju. I remember learning the counting from 1 to 10 in Japanese in karate class. And Are you in Utrust? Yes. Please put live price ticker in your screen. Right here. That's the current price. How big you need it. What I could do. Oh, this one. No way to make that. This is the current price right here. I don't know any other way of putting a price ticker. I'd love to. I'd love to have a big like thing somewhere. Even without regulation, the market will sort itself out. There will be scams no matter what, and always more fools to get scammed. The virtuous projects will prove themselves in the market. I agree with that, but here's the thing. Since I started my YouTube channel, a year and a half ago, and I was showing everybody what I was doing with my holdings and how I was investing and how I was like, just everything I was doing. I had so many people trying to throw money at me. And I look at that at like some scammy, shady dude would have looked at that like, yeah, bring it. Like, and they would have gotten themselves into a whole bunch of shit. Like, I turned so many people away for so many different things. And I think that being an early adopter in this space comes with a lot of power. It really does, especially if you've proven to have an understanding of it. And with power comes a certain level of responsibility. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? So there's this whole struggle to, it's not even really a struggle. I'm so old now that I've just kind of, I am what I am at this point. But, you know, younger people especially, I think are more easily susceptible to certain things. Let's just say this. And I think that, yes, there are always going to be scammers and bad actors and all kinds of stuff, but I think that the SEC and regulations and all of that, they serve a purpose, because there are players that could be very easily be in this market doing significant damage to the market that are not, because the SEC is watching. So while it's easy to say the market will sort itself out, you know, what's going to happen is going to happen, so forth and so on. If a prison had no guards, would the prisoners sort themselves out? And that's the way you have to look at it, really. Node or neater, welcome. That really isn't how you have to look at crypto. I mean, it's like if a prisoner had no guard, if prisons had no guards, how would the prisoners sort themselves out? You've got prisoners all over the place who they smoke some weed and they're in there with murderers and thieves and rapists and everything else, you know. So you've got bad actors and good actors, just like crypto. So are the good actors in prison going to help get rid of some of the bad actors or sort through them? Hell no. It just doesn't work that way. You need a more powerful, more dominant force that is, you know, looking out for the good actors. And there are a lot of different nuances to that, but ultimately I think we need it. How much you buy back in for at 4,500? I don't know what you mean. If I buy back at 4,500, I'd buy back at 4,500. If you want big money, you need regulation. Exactly, because institutions aren't going to trust, you know, millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars in a space that's not supervised. They want their money safe. And to some degree, you know, you have a fiduciary responsibility as somebody who handles like an endowment fund or whatever. You have a fiduciary responsibility for the betterment of the people that you're maintaining their money. And so you're not going to go into a crypto space so full of just corruption and bad apples with no supervision whatsoever, with no policing of the space, etc. So if you want the crypto space to grow, you're going to have to change your outlook, because cryptocurrency, while there will always be ways and methods for people to skirt the system, privacy coins and different things, I mean, there's always going to be an underlining underground layer to just about any facet of society, okay? There's always going to be that. It's like Dennis Leary and Demolition Man. Like, there's always going to be that group that lives in the tunnels, right? And if they choose to stay there, fair enough. But ultimately, it's society as a whole that's going to benefit from regulation. In any society without police goes to hell. Look at Lord of the Flies. I mean, watch Lord of the Flies and ask yourself, how did those kids do policing themselves? And that's ultimately what crypto society is right now. It's a bunch of kids. We're all running around trying to learn, try to establish ourselves, trying to do what we can. So you definitely have to look at the greater picture. It's not really just about one side. Jesus Christ, I'm arguing with someone who doesn't know what a DEX is. LOL later. You can't police the world, though. America is not the world currency enforcement. BTC was designed to regulate itself. If you want policing, you'll be asking for third parties holding your keys. No, that's not really true either. Regulatory policing doesn't mean the SEC is holding your keys. Now, it could potentially mean, you know, you have federally regulated custody solutions holding your crypto in their own wallets or something like that under your name. But how is that any different than the fiat currency you currently have stored in a bank? You know, that's just kind of the nature of it all. You running around with a little debit card. You're not running around with, you know, however much you have in your bank. You're not walking around with that in stores with a bag of cash. You know, it's custody. And that's what custody is. It's no different for crypto than it is for fiat or anything else. No fiat in the bank. Well, that's the thing too. Like technically, any word on the Joe Rogan front? No, there isn't. I even emailed his booking people and I emailed their sponsorship people. I haven't heard anything yet. I don't know if you know, I've tried all kinds of different things. I do have a friend of mine who he's a Hollywood film producer trying to, you know, get me in contact with somebody out there. I don't know. He may just not look at me right now and think, you know, I mean, I'd fly myself out there. I'd take care of everything, you know, just to get out there. I just think it'd be great to hang out and shoot the shit with Joe Rogan and, you know, just talk about all kinds of things and talk about conspiracy theories, Freemasonry, you know, get Eddie Bravo in there, man. You know what I mean? We could choke each other out. Like, I don't care. Like, we'd have a blast. Like, I think it would be a really fun show because I can talk with them about anything they want to. Conspiracies, MMA, the business side of MMA. You know, having a promoter's perspective on a lot of things that a lot of fighters bitch and complain about. Having that other side to the question, you know, to the conversation, I think would be interesting. Obviously, I don't think Dana White, you know, Dana White says something, people are like, oh, whatever, you're Dana White, you're rich as hell. But you know, and I obviously I want to talk about crypto and educate people as best I can. And I think it'd be great. But as of right now, I don't think enough noise has been made in my favor to get me on Joe Rogan. So I'm still working on it in other avenues. But thanks for asking, though. Spar with Joe Rogan, then talk about crypto. I'd spar with Joe Rogan. I'm a little old. I mean, he's older too, but he's in way better shape. He's in way better shape than I am. Maybe in 6 months, I'll be in better conditioning if I stick to this diet and my workout plan. My fiat makes no money for me in the corrupt banking system. That's very true, too. Still seeing this fight. We're at 48.71. That's on a 30-minute chart. Let's not treat crypto like fiat. Fiat is a system that fails over time. Crypto is to replace that system. Well, the difference between fiat and crypto ultimately is your inflationary to deflationary kind of system. And that's basically what we're talking about here. Volume has been picking up. It picked up a little bit on the sell side. So that's interesting. On a 30-minute chart, we're at a, yeah, that's a 9. That's a red 9 pointing to the up, saying that on a 1 hour, we're on a 3. 4 hour, we're probably on. Oh, we're still on the same. So 5-minute chart. We've had 2 5-minute. We're working on the same. Starting a new 5-minute. I don't really pay much attention to the 5-minute chart. I just kind of like to see in closer to real time what's happening. Let's see. That's an economic argument. That leveraging is what the U.S. is based on. Crypto needs to find its. Fiat can be based on sound money. At Like a Light. Thank you, Like a Light. I'm new to this crypto stuff, but I'm a legal analyst and new to laws and regulations. The keyword is decentralized. Apparently, the SEC feels they are not. Rogan is a hard show to get on, especially if you're going to talk about crypto. about anything he wants. I mean, I feel like he has a lot of guests on who have written books about different things. Um, my guess is that a lot of these book publishers are paying, like they're sponsoring the show to have some of these authors and different people on, part of like book tours and things. That's my guess. I don't know how that stuff works. But I mean, hell, I'd pay. I don't really care. I just think it'd be a blast. I think it'd be like a once in a lifetime type thing that'd be worth doing. But like that, nobody's responded to me. Maybe I'll hit them up once a week until somebody tells me to screw off. I'll just keep a Crow on Joe campaign going until they finally take notice. For all I know, they're still sifting through the first 2,000 emails that are ahead of the one that I sent them like last week. The big news for BTC this next halving is the interest rate of inflation that will be lower than ever before in the first time we have ever seen. Bro, I will ghostwrite for you any day if you decide to do a book. Ghostwriting a book for me would be a very interesting task. I've thought about that. I've thought about it, but to have a ghostwriter, I mean, I think that'd be a big process. Have you written anything before? What do you think about McAfee hiding out on his private island? How do you campaign for president on a freaking Hawaiian island or wherever the hell he is? 5-minute chart's not helping me very much. Joe Rogan is one of the smartest dudes out there, man. Like the fact that he's an athletic guy and all that. I mean, don't let him fool you. The guy pays attention. We do books at my company. We do ghostwriting differently. If I even thought about what if I were to do like a podcast that was literally me discussing my entire life in stages, from, being born and like all of that. I have had so many people tell me that I should write a book about my life. And I think about it, like I'm 41. I don't feel like I've done anything that extravagant. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not famous. I'm really kind of a nobody. But then even my wife has told me, like, your life is so unique, with so much. I mean, there's a lot of darkness, a lot of light. There's just, but like good or bad, my life is what has made me me. And I've suffered a lot. I've been through a lot. And I think that me writing some kind of book or doing some sort of life-based podcast, I think would honestly probably do pretty well, because I do think that, I'm brutally honest. I have no secrets. I mean, there are things that I don't discuss publicly, but there are a lot of sides to me and a lot of, honestly, I think it'd be a pretty entertaining book, to be quite honest. I just don't have any real name drops. I don't have any like celebrity friends or, anything like that. I don't know. I don't know what people are really interested in. But I don't know. I think about it all the time. And anytime I talk to anybody about my life, it's always, you should write a book about your life. I have probably heard that 50, 60 times. So I know I'd have at least 50 to 60 people buy that book if I ever came up with one. You have a voice that causes people to listen. I guess. I don't know. I really don't know. I just think it's the fact that people know that whatever comes out of my mouth is the truth as I feel it at the time. So I think people just like to reference people that they feel they can trust to steer them in at least the direction they feel is right. I'm not about shade, and I'm not about bullshit, and I'm not about any of that stuff. So I think that really does resonate. Joe really is hilarious and down to earth. One of the few guaranteed to be at my celebrity dinner table. Yeah, he really is cool. I mean, it's like I don't really look at people the same way. Like I don't look at people like, oh, he's a big celebrity. To me, he's just a smart dude that'd be fun to hang out with. Like I don't really look at some people. He doesn't eat his own ice cream. Like I don't. That's probably not a bad. That's like he knows he's a big name, and he is a big name. Obviously, he's very successful, and he's very entertaining, and he's a fantastic comedian. But he doesn't strike me as being completely full of shit or full of himself. And that's one of the reasons why I like him so much, is because whether he does or not, he hides it well. And I'm guessing that he doesn't. I think he's at an age now where it's kind of like, you get into your 40s, and you kind of reach a point where you're like, okay, I'm not about all the bullshit anymore. I'm not about all the flash and trash. I'm just living my life, trying to make my way, do my thing, and enjoy the rest of my days. And I think he's at that point. And that's what he's doing. And yeah, and Eddie Bravo, he's crazy as shit, but I'd have a blast with him. So, Crow, I've not watched for a while. Did you have your convention yet? If so, how did it go? No, we pushed it to November months ago. So you have been gone for a while. Chainwise is going to happen in November 8th and 9th, I think it is. But chainwise.us is the website. We're still doing that. 5-minute chart should have you too short at 5,300. Lower your blood pressure and watch 15-minute chart. Yeah, this 5-minute isn't helping me so much right now. It's not doing me any favors. 1 minute looks better. Or 1 hour. So 1 hour, we're on a red 3. But still, the price is above the cloud. But it's broken through. Well, technically, this would be the support. So it hasn't broken through. Moving forward. I mean, even if it ends up meeting somewhere, I'll have to see. Oh, Rogan finds Joey Diaz is hilarious. Joey Diaz is hilarious. That's the thing. Everybody that Joe considers like fun or funny, I like them all too. Great. Look up the book on Amazon called Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin's Blockchain, and Bad Guys by Gary. Look up my book on Amazon, Crypto Crow's Cryptocurrency Handbook for Beginners. Joe Rogan podcast more influential than MSM. Yeah, it's crazy. Do you still watch Superman? Not really. I haven't really been watching much of anybody else lately because I've been so busy just doing everything that I'm doing. So, it's not that I have anything against Superman or anybody else at all. Like every once in a while, like I did recently check into one of Superman's videos. I feel like I'm doing all of my own kind of research into stuff, and I think I still like Superman a lot. I still think what he does is really good. I thought he was kind of going a little crazy for a minute there. He's all about getting the views, which there's nothing wrong with that, but he's all about being number one. I don't really care so much about being number one. I just kind of do what I do. And I think when I start to focus on, like this video today, I don't know what kind of views this is going to end up getting, but I'm doing this video because I just thought it'd be something fun and it's something a little exciting. And I'm not doing it for views. I'm not doing it for any other reason than just to hang out, talk, and just spend the afternoon with everybody that's interested in hanging out. And that's it. And, I made a move. I made a trade. I'm sharing it with everybody. And it is what it is. I don't really do a whole lot for views. If I were running my channel specifically to keep views and to really keep my subscribers boosted, I would go out, I would do a bunch of keyword research, find out all of the key phrases that everybody's Google searching or YouTube searching, and I'd create videos for those. And I'd probably be at 100K. I have no interest in really doing that because it's like if it's not where my heart is at the moment, to me, it's just not worth really doing. My heart is in, well, where are they now videos and kind of letting everybody know what I think of where these projects are and where they've ended up over the past year and a half. That to me is of interest, whether it's of great interest to everybody else. I'm not titling my videos to try and clickbait. I'm just doing what I think I want to do at the time. When the market turns around, my channel, everything else is going to turn around as well. So that's just kind of how I feel about it. I'm not doing this stuff right now because I expect a windfall of anything. Just kind of doing it to do it. Hang on. Please add Vertcoin to your exchange, man. We won't list on BNB because of listing fees and no Premier or ICO to pay that much. So as far as listings on Crow's Nest, it depends on the different projects. Nobody has come to me and filled out the listing form or anything like, hey, we want to list with you. I think maybe there was one or two. There are fees associated with listing projects, and because there are hard costs associated with listing just about anything. There's maintenance. There are just things that you have to do, and so and on top of that, I want to list projects on Crow's Nest that I really want to list Cardano. But for me to list Cardano will cost me a small chunk of change I can't afford because it's a blockchain all of its own. And, if Cardano came and said, hey, we're willing to cover those hard expenses for you if you want to list us, I would be more than grateful. I haven't even really had that talk with Charles. He's super busy. He's traveling all over the world. And, I just kind of gave up trying to reach out. So it's like, if they want to do something with me, they know where I'm at. They know I'm a big supporter. They know I'm launching an exchange. If they want to work something out with me, I'm more than willing. But Cardano being my favorite project, I don't want to spend like 12 grand to get them listed, to implement that blockchain and into the infrastructure and just to do all those things. I just don't have it to like spend on that right now. And so, when projects, and it's like, I'm not going to just list any Tom, Dick, and Harry that's willing to spend money. I want to list projects that I really like and that I want to talk about on my channel on the regular. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. But the problem is that because of the market where it's been difficult to get some of these projects to even pay attention. So ultimately what's going to happen is while these projects could be coming to me right now, working stuff out for mutual benefit, once things turn around and the market picks up and the exchange is getting more and more volume, and then people start to take notice like, oh, Crow's Nest is legit. They're doing some big shit. At that point, it's going to be like, well, where were you when I really needed you? Well, now there's a bigger cost associated with getting and working with us. And that's just the nature of it. It's just how it is. So I don't know. TMI did a nice little video on ADA. He predicts $3 to $4. That'd be fantastic. What's up with CoinLion? I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're getting ready to launch if they haven't already launched their testnet. I think CoinLion is going to be a great exchange. Everybody thinks I'm trying to compete with them. I'm not at all. What CoinLion is doing is completely different. CoinLion has a whole infrastructure built into their system to help new traders learn from more experienced people. I don't have anything like that in Crow's Nest. It's just a straight up exchange. That's all it is. There are other things that we're going to be doing because I want to help people with taxes. I want to help. I want to make sure that people have what they need for exporting data properly for their accountant. My accountant and I have talked about like the best way to export data so that somebody like him can take those exports and calculate everything properly with more ease. Which ultimately saves people on their accounting fees, things like that. There are things that I want to do with Crow's Nest, but it's not going to be like CoinLion. And there are 2,000 other exchanges. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not doing Crow's Nest because I expect it to become a top 10 exchange. If it happens someday, great, but I'm not counting on that at all. I'm doing it because if the exchange can merit enough that I'm able to sustain a living off of and maintain my position and continue to grow in the crypto space and build great relationships with great projects and just do everything that I want to do. That's why I'm doing Crow's Nest. I'm not doing it because I think we're going to make $1 million a day. It's just not even it's not even a part of our business model. do this more often. I'm a day trader and like hanging out and stressing out with you. I would love to do something like this more often. I mean, the views, I mean, we peaked out at like 300 views. That's great. There have been a lot of people that are interested in hanging out. So I'm digging it. Maybe, the more I learn technical analysis and the more I pick up, the more likely it is that I do kind of just long form hangout videos like this. I mean, this has been 2 hours, but I'm enjoying it. Typically, my head's ready to pop by now, but it's been pretty chill. Bitcoin will come back by June due to the Brexit deal. More people will run for the euro. Had a candle change down to a red 4. I mean, if this were to continue on a 1 hour, we could see 4,700 before a reversal. Thing with the TD indicator, see, anything could change at any minute, so it's not that accurate. And most indicators are more indicative of a trending market, not a ranging market. Right now, we're kind of ranging. We've been kind of ranging now for a while, and since before the pump, and then before that, we're really ranging. So a lot of these pivots and a lot of the stuff going on in the market are very small percentage. So thanks for Matrix AI review yesterday. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed that. The views on a lot of the stuff I've been doing lately has been very low, which has been really surprising to me. Not as many likes on the videos. I've been really kind of surprised to see the kind of response. If you're not pumping or dooming Bitcoin right now, it's like not getting a whole lot of action on YouTube. I like KuCoin's multi-screen layout, so you can see up to 8 charts at one time. Yeah, KuCoin's pretty cool. We're gonna have TradingView integrated into Crow's Nest as well, so you're gonna be able to do all the charting and stuff. Let me scroll back up. There's Icon. I'm pretty sure is still at a better position than it was at ICO. I think Icon's one of the few that hasn't dipped below its original ICO price. Crazy. Icon's probably going to do well, but it's not one of my top projects. So many new investors in this space. Do you think it's a good idea for you to make a video on how to buy and store crypto? I've done those videos. I have a couple of them. I've done videos on crypto security. I've done videos on all kinds of stuff. I think one of my playlists is something about beginners, crypto beginners or something. And I basically go into a lot of the different security measures that I've adopted, since all the stuff that's happened, like a year or so ago. My security, I've gotten used to the grind of good security, or at least better security. In the sense that I use a lot of different apps to mask, my phone numbers, and I don't keep like my Google 2-factor. I don't keep any of my authenticators on anything connected to cell phone service anymore. Like I just don't. Everything that I do is pretty much offline now. Like I don't save anything in browsers anymore. The only passwords I save in browsers now are like useless shit that I don't even care about. That's not even a big deal. But I keep everything handwritten nowadays, and then I make backups, and then I lock those up. I mean, I do so much random stuff. That's why people are like, why don't you trade? Why don't you trade this? Why don't you do? It's like a hassle. Anything that I do with trading anymore, it's like a hassle just to set up the access, get those systems on, like just all the different stuff that I do. Oh, you know what? And I think it was actually Matrix AI. It's funny because I don't even know why this popped in my head. I think it was because it was one of the videos that I was talking about. I'm pretty sure a part of the Matrix AI, they have this thing that they've been doing where they have this artificial intelligence system that's going to enable people So they did one of these videos on me where they basically look at your pupils, your jawline, all the facial stuff, the tone of your complexion, and just all these things to try and figure out whether or not you're lying. And somebody had emailed me, they're like, you're going to want to check this out. And I watched it, and I'm like, wow, this is some cool stuff. But I wanted to find out, are they saying that I'm telling the truth, or are they saying that I'm lying? Because I know I'm not lying about shit. So I figured I was very curious to see what their impression or their interpretation, like what is their system telling me? And so I hopped in their Telegram chat, and I was like, hey, I saw somebody sent me this video. I was like, so what's your impression? Am I a liar or not? And one of the admins was like, he kind of laughed, and he was like, yeah, you're, looks like you've come up as being pretty honest. And I'm like, okay, then I guess your platform works. Because I was waiting for them to be like, oh, well, you're kind of honest here, you're kind of not so honest there. I'm like, no, your shit's wrong. Like, but I thought that was really interesting. So, and apparently in the future, people are going to be able to pay in tokens to do this, like to be able to use their platform for other videos and analyze people and speeches and politicians. That'll be really interesting, stuff like that. So I think that's actually going to be a pretty cool use case later on when it's more ready. I think Matrix AI is going to take over the world at some point. I think Minority Report type stuff. Patience is not my strong suit either, back in Zerps. Not at all. Just jumped back in at 48.50, sold at 50.75. I mean, you took profit and you improved your position. There's nothing wrong with that. ICX is a steal for the future. I agree. I mean, I think it's going to have a very good future. But can you suggest ADA price for a buy whenever you can afford to spend some money and not worry about what happens? That's my opinion. I'm not here to give financial advice at all. Everybody's situation is different. You know what I mean? So, can you afford to buy $100 worth of Cardano and forget it for a year or two, not worry about it? Can you afford to spend $5,000, $100,000, $1 million? Like, it's different. Everybody's personal finances are really their own thing. So, do I think that Cardano can go lower than it is right now? Well, obviously we're watching Bitcoin go lower. So, yeah, Cardano's probably going to follow suit. All the altcoins are probably going to go down lower. Is it going to hit like 3 or 4 cents again? I highly doubt that. I think right now, if the market were to really go down with any substantial rate of decline over the next week, I would say maybe 5 to 6 cents would be the bottom for Cardano. But if it goes back up to $1, $2, $5, $10, is that difference in cents really going to matter that much? I mean, even if in my opinion, even Cardano at 10 cents is a steal. If you believe in the technology and what it's doing and what foundation they're laying out for their future growth, 10 cents is nothing. All-time high was like $1.33 or something like that. So you're talking about making $1.20 profit for every dime you've spent. You tell me what you're buying in it. Anybody hear about the hacks on different wallets? No, but I'll have to look into that. Remember, indicators just tell you where the market has been. It only gives you a rear view perspective and a set of possibilities. Absolutely agree. Absolutely. Bitcoin on its way down. King Cardano. I'm not a crypto trading expert, but I do know it's very wise to take your emotions out of trading. They don't go well together. That's absolutely correct. I love bot trading so much. Oh my God, what's going on? Real Health News. Thanks, Crow. Appreciate the moral support. Anytime. All the shit coins are popping. People might be selling their Bitcoin into these altcoins because the altcoins just had a bit of a dump yesterday. Now Bitcoin's having a dump because people are exiting Bitcoin, going back into their altcoins. That's how stuff works, back and forth. Any news about Cardano Shelly release? None at the moment. Love your show, man. Thank you, Steven Seed House. I appreciate that, man. This is an article I want to share. It says, prior to Brexit, there was a 55% increase in wallets prior to the vote. It has been delayed to later this month when people will turn to Bitcoin more. Can you share how much ADA do you hold? No. VChain is the project that will surprise most people. Hidden gem, maybe. Any thoughts on Dragon Chain? I was actually surprised. I love you too, Gerard. I was actually surprised to see Dragon Chain with a pretty solid bump in value during this altcoin pump, because I have not seen anything from Dragon Chain lately. I have not heard anything from Dragon Chain lately. I don't know what the hell they're doing or what's going on over there. So I need to like get a hold of Joe and those guys and be like, hey, you guys stuck in the sand? Are you lost? Are you guys still creating? What are you doing? What's happening? But I do still hold it. So bro, why did they buy $100 million order of Bitcoin on the regular market? Actually, I don't think it was $100 million. It was like a $20 million order spread over 3 exchanges. And why did they do that instead of over the counter? I think a variety of reasons. One, they could be trying to pump the price. There are other so I haven't heard this said anywhere or anything like that, but rich people love to compete with each other. When you get to a certain point where you have so much money that it's all a contest, right? And rich people love to screw each other. Rich people love to beat each other. And, some people are saying, well, why would some rich guy spend $20 million in buying Bitcoin right now without using an over-the-counter trade, not changing the market? He might have a buddy who's a billionaire. Maybe this buddy of his has more money than he does. And he knows that this buddy is planning on buying a bunch of Bitcoin at a certain price. And so this guy's got money to burn, and he's thinking, I'll go drop 20 million and jack the price up on this asshole just so he can't get it so cheap. Fuck him. Stuff like that happens, people. And I'm not saying that that's the case at all, but I'm just saying that anything is possible. The other side of that is, well, why would you buy on an exchange instead of over the counter? Could be a lot of the over the counter dealers are bullshit. They don't actually have that kind of supply, especially nowadays, because there are fewer people selling Bitcoin over the counter now than ever. B, maybe they did try to buy some over the counter stuff, but every one of the deals he was trying to make fell apart because it was all a bunch of scammers. Realized, you know what? I don't really have a choice, so I'm just going to go ahead and aggregate this trade over 3 different exchanges, get in, and be done with it. It could be that he felt. I mean, there are just any number of situations, is my point. Did you bite in Theta on your platform? No, not yet. Will you be running your own ADA node where smaller hodlers can enter your pool? There is possibility for that, Jake the Red. There is possibility. Or you buy a bunch over the counter and then go on markets to drive the price. That's true too. Very true. But that really only helps you if you're looking to sell it at the peak and you're looking to sell it back over the counter. It could be an over the counter dealer looking to drive up his own price because, nobody wants to sell. So he figures if I've got, $50 million worth of Bitcoin at the current price, I'd spend 20 to drive the price up by $1,000 and I complete this other over the counter deal. Maybe he makes 25 million in profit. Who knows? First time catching you live, Crow Man. Been watching since late 2017. I'm in dental school and I watch your videos on my lunch breaks. Keep up the good work. You bring a lot to the space. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Brett. I really do. I do. I definitely feel undervalued and underappreciated. Because I feel like there's so many YouTubes out there, they just put out a bunch of garbage just to try and capture views, and people clamor to them. I don't understand why exactly. They don't really offer much, and they're really not saying much. I guess it's just, I don't know. I guess I think I'm just too straight up, I think, in some cases. And when I'm doing ICO reviews and actual project reviews, I think that's ultimately what made me very popular. Because people like the fact that I'm really straight up. But in a bear market like this, because I'm not calling TA triggers and stuff like that constantly and predicting the future for everybody, because that's what everybody wants to know. Everybody's trying to grasp onto somebody that they think, can predict the future. I got news for you guys. Nobody can. Not one of these TA guys can accurately predict the future. They're always going to be wrong. Well, I shouldn't say that. They're not always going to be wrong, but there are always going to be times they are wrong. I can just quote pivot points all day long, and I'm going to be right more often than I'm wrong. I don't even bother really doing that. So I just call it how I see it. That's pretty much it. And it is what it is. Anyone with enough money can pump up the market and sell their holdings and make profit. I think that's what happened. Possibly. EOS versus Cardano. Which one will you prefer and why? Are you kidding? I prefer Cardano all day over EOS for a multitude of reasons. But that's my personal opinion, and I'm probably not going to get into it. I've talked about EOS in the past, and there's just a lot of shade around that project for me personally. Thanks for doing videos like this where you just hang here when you're just here to hang out. One of the main reasons I always watch your channel, you're about the most genuine YouTuber in the space. Dude, that means a lot. It really does mean a lot. I really appreciate that. Yeah, man, always watch your video. Love from India. It's midnight here, still watching you. That's awesome. All experts in Britain say it was Brexit prior to the vote. There were 50% increase in accounts in the mystery buyer. Oh, I get what you're saying because it's funny because a lot of people in the UK don't even know what the hell Brexit is. I'm not even 100% familiar with Brexit. I know that the majority of the world population doesn't understand what's going on with Brexit, so I'm not even going to pretend. But that sounds interesting because apparently the guy that put 20 million into Bitcoin or crypto was from the UK. And I saw somebody say, well, it couldn't have been this guy because he's in the UK and everybody in the UK were sleeping at the time. He did an aggregated trade at a specific time. He easily could have farmed that out to somebody. He could have farmed that out to a firm in China for all we know. It's not like the guy's sitting there with $20 million in fiat, sitting down at a CoinBase account at 4 a.m. People on that level don't do things like the rest of us lemmings. 50% new accounts on Coinbase before Brexit. People are hedging, man. People are hedging. I'm like look, watching this 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on a 4. It could change. Might start a new one. I don't know. I don't think so. You say it how it is, bro. That's why people like your show. I think people just like to have news spoon-fed to them, even though these YouTube channels are echo chambers. Society is lazy in general. Yeah, I agree. And it's like sometimes if something really big is going on, I don't mind doing a news video, but by the time I've done it, 15 other people already have. So I'm like, why bother? Everybody already knows. But I do notice that the more frequently I do videos, the more views I get for each one. I think people just kind of forget that I exist if I get caught up and I'm too busy and I don't do a video for a week. So, and I think it's like kind of a rapport, and I think I've failed a lot of you in that sense because I have been so busy, and I do apologize for that. Because I know that for a long time, a lot of you guys like tuned into everything I did, and there's still a good number of you that do. And it's like we had this kind of relationship, and I see a lot of the same names pop up, and a lot of the first people, like as soon as they get the notification, they're in there saying hello, and it's like that's such a magical thing for me. I feel like a lot of YouTubers kind of take that for granted, and I truly appreciate it. Like even when I do a podcast real late at night, and I'm just doing an audio only podcast, and a lot of that stuff is me just talking about life in general. It's not even necessarily always crypto related. And to see people from my YouTube channel popping in, saying hello and engaging me in my podcast, like it really does mean a lot when you feel like there are people that actually care about you, not just you telling them whether or not they're going to make money. It's like that you've connected with somebody on a more personal level when you get that sort of response in your videos or your podcast or whatever it is that you're doing. And so I don't take that for granted. I really, really appreciate that stuff because far and few between on YouTube or anywhere for the most part. So believe me, I love each and every one of you guys. Why Bitcoin Cash pumped so hard? Any thought? Because probably people thought they were buying Bitcoin. A lot of what Bitcoin Cash does to market themselves is to confuse the public, which is why I won't support it. But love this show. Thank you so much. From California. Thanks, man. Love you too. That's why I've been with you for over a year now. Love your big heart and appreciate your honesty and how you can call it how it is. No fluff. Appreciate you beyond words. Well, I appreciate you beyond words. Please Google these 2 words after the broadcast: Brexit and Bitcoin. Love this show. I will certainly do that. I'm driving into LA to get a sleeve done. Thanks for keeping me entertained and informed. That's cool. You're gonna have to hop in my Telegram channel and show everybody your sleeve when it's done. I'm sure my admins are watching this and they'll let you do it. So I'm looking forward to that. I still have, I don't even know if anybody's ever seen my full sleeves before. Since we're hanging out, they go all the way up to my shoulders. And this is the logo for the Convergence of Cyrus and War Machine. And then this is the first one I did. Little arms. I haven't finished. It's hard to tell so I haven't finished this area. This is the first sleeve I ever did. And we kind of made it up as we went, and we just never really finished it. And then I ended up doing my left arm. So I still like my sleeves, but I do want to get the one finished. Exactly, Paul. I love you too, buddy. You feel like a friend. I feel the same way because I see so many of you guys, and it's like we don't just talk crypto. We talk about life and different things. And I don't know. I just I'm looking forward to Chainwise in November because I know that a bunch of you guys are planning on being out there, and because it's my own thing and it's not just it's like my thing, like in Vegas, and when I'm like outside of my comfort zone, I think I feel awkward and I'm much more anxiety driven. So, but I do want to meet as many people as I can at Chainwise for sure. So we'll see. And it's going to be cheap to get there, cheap to go. I know that there's going to be a bunch of people. I mean, when I postponed it to November, man, tickets were selling. So I just didn't want there to be more people that has ever attended a convention with no companies. And that's basically what I was seeing happen because it was the bear market. Nobody had any money. And even though the booths were super cheap and there's nothing but opportunity for them, it's like because I wasn't charging $10,000 for a booth, a lot of these companies weren't getting it. It's like this perceived value. Like, oh, well, it can't be worth it that much if he's basically begging companies to come. That wasn't it at all. It's not even the purpose. But some people just do not have the ability to think through marketing bullshit. That was the whole point of Chainwise, to not have a bunch of marketing bullshit. I wanted a whole bunch of companies there to educate the masses that I was going to bring. I used to sell out huge facilities, 3,000-4,000 seat facilities for MMA events. There are going to be a lot of fucking people at Chainwise. It's just I want the companies there. I want the exhibits. I want people to be educated. I don't just want a bunch of people to show up and watch a bunch of people talk. I want them to engage the projects, find their favorites, that sort of thing. The XRP logo on your elbow. I don't think so. I don't think they could afford to buy my elbow. There'd be a Cardano logo on my elbow before there'd be a XRP logo. Let me scroll up a little bit because I know I missed a bunch. What are your thoughts on Golem? I think Golem's pretty solid. Based off, I haven't looked up Golem in a while, but assuming they're moving forward still, I think they were pretty solid. You're the Incredible Hulk of crypto, chat. Not everyone has the gift of gab that you do. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's weird. It's funny. I've been hearing that all my life. I don't know. I'm just good at speaking my mind, I guess. Coinbase using XRP for international transfers is good news for holders. Yes, I would agree. Have watched every one of your videos since 2017. Wow, David McLean, that's huge. A lot of damn videos. What's the best price for Cardano to reach before committing to an ADA tattoo? I already named my new cat Cardano, who's beautiful. He's a Maine Coon, still a kitten, but he's awesome. If if Cardano reaches $10 before I've sold it off, I'll get a Cardano tattoo. $10 and I'll get a Cardano tattoo. April 12th is the next vote, so everyone keep your eyes open. What was I calling for April 11th? Something was supposed to happen April. Are you accepting volunteers for Chainwise to help with whatever? I'm sure I probably will. Yeah, I'll definitely have a need, but you'll want to be. We know how much you love Flying Crow. Come to UK for the next get together. Yeah, right. If I grow wings, maybe I'll feel better flying there. Now that they've like recalled all the 737s and airports have been all jacked up, I don't think I'm flying anywhere soon. What's up, Jack Martin? Haven't seen you in a while. Hello, Jason. You called it. I mean, this wasn't rocket science. I have to admit, this wasn't rocket science. I mean, anything could have happened either way. I still would like to see it go lower. I'd still like to see it at 4,500. I don't know how long it's going to take for it to do that. I just want to get into. I'll feel more comfortable when this reaches what I would consider a more tradable zone. Right now, it's well, that's a 1 hour also. On a 4 hour, it's still way outside anything tradable. Like realistically tradable. Indicators are, to me, indication is blind for the most part right now. We're under 70 on the RSI. I mean, cool, still high. You know what I mean? Like, we're not in way overbought territory, but it's still fairly high. So, yeah, green 30-minute, green red, or green 5-minute on a 4. Still waiting it out on a 4-hour chart. Traders warn of a big pullback, but will not be lower than its yearly low. It's one step closer to bull run. Yeah, I think that if this is a great opportunity for there to be a big pullback, if there's going to be another big one before the bull market sentiment is confirmed. That is what I think. But in order for that to happen, I feel like we would almost have to hit like 4,000 or not 4,000, sorry, like 3,000. But I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. I mean, I'm more than willing to buy back in at 4,500 right now. That's all I make a tidy little profit, had fun with the swing trade over a 24-hour period, and I'm good to go. You know what I mean? Pat myself on the back and all that. I could never live the life of a day trader. I would have a heart attack. And that's probably why day traders are always doing blow, because they just can't. Like they're probably, I couldn't imagine, especially like a day trader in crypto, because the market doesn't close. So that whatever your actions are today could very well be reversed by the actions of Asia while you're sleeping, and that would just be wildly stressful. So at best, I would consider maybe swing trading on a fairly regular basis, but that was if I were a professional, which I am not. So I think the potential to hit 4,500 is there, but I'm not going to wait too long. This whole thing could be, I don't know. Dear Crypto Crow, we need to have a small chat after the live stream. I don't know how to contact you. Just join my Telegram group, typically. Every time I roll down with the wheel, it goes all the way to the bottom. So If you were coming brand new, had no crypto holdings, what would you do or buy right now if you were going to buy? If I were brand new, I'd probably get Cardano as my number one, my first pick. I would probably, my opinion only, not financial advice, just if I were brand new and I were reading and I were researching, I'm sure I would end up zeroing in on Cardano. I would probably pick up some Aeon, some Matrix AI. I think Neo and Ontology, just because of the way that worked. I would probably pick up enough Matrix AI to be able to run a mining node if I could afford it. And with Cardano, you're not going to need a minimum to stake it. So, I would just pick up as much Cardano as I could. And then, but I would diversify as well. Obviously, as bullish as I am on Cardano, you still never know 100% anything. So I would still diversify a little bit. If I were investing $1,000, I'd probably put like, I don't know. I might put half of that in Cardano and then split the other into 5 other positions, have a portfolio with 6 positions and see what happens. And then maybe add to it over time. Yeah, it's such a tough question. Maybe at some point I'll do another video. Like if I had $1,000, what would I put my money into? And then maybe I'll calculate it all out. If I had $1,000 to invest, if I had $10,000 to invest, maybe those would be good videos for people. Just my opinion on, because I would definitely get at least one good masternode in there. And in my opinion, I think Matrix AI is going to be a worthwhile masternode to work on and to build from. So still waiting on Celsius to make a move and get on exchanges. I still love them. Well, I think you're going to see them popping onto exchanges in April. It might be late April, but I'm pretty sure they're and I'm still talking to them as well because I know that they have an interest in getting on Crow's Nest. I have an interest in having them. So that's maybe by May, but they've got so much stuff going on right now. And I've been talking to Eliza, and she's so slammed it's hard to get her. We keep trying to make time to get on a phone call and whatever, but we just keep missing it. So I don't know what's going to happen with them, but we'll see. Keep up what you do, man, and good luck trading. I'm turning out to do some home stuff. All right, I'm waiting for about $150 pump from here to short. Then we'll be riding it down with you. Love to give you a pet portrait tattoo of Cardano. If Rogan had you on and wanted to toke up, would you? Probably. I'd smoke a J with Joe Rogan. Why the hell not? I'm really not into that stuff though. Like I've even tried. Like I would be all about trying CBD oil and stuff like that, just to like calm anxiety and things and stress. Like as long as it was just regular stuff and not some crazy, like this has been doctored up by scientists in some other country and laced with crazy. Like I don't think he's into that stuff though. But I don't think he. If it was just like normal stuff, I mean, I'd hit it. Why not? God, I can't even imagine the conversations we after that. I get spacey. I could be talking about traveling to the moon and a cosmic dream. Like you never know what the hell's gonna come out of my mouth with that shit. I think things are doing excellent. This weekend bull ride. I tell you what, me toking it up with Joe Rogan would definitely get some people to from the crypto space that are familiar with me. I get a lot of emails in dental school from the American Dental Association, ADA, and I will always think of Cardano. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I hate how that works. You have magical mad TA skills, brother. My New Year resolution to be proficient. Jack, I appreciate it, but I am so not a magical TA guy. I'm still learning. I'm still a baby. There's so many guys out there that have this stuff on lock. I'm just like what would you call not even an adept, novice. No, I'm still learning, but I'm definitely working on it. Evening, Mervyn Skidmore. Or are you back in before going to sleep or want to wait today? Ooh. Let's just say that everything I do, I'm going to have my one of my phones with me at all times, monitoring the price. And I'm set up so that, you know, wherever I am, I can buy back in. Will I last through the night? I do not know. It's likely I will be buying back in before I go to sleep, which means I could be up down here at 3 and 4 a.m. Eastern time, just watching this chart. So I hope I would, like I said, I'd love for it to just crash down to 4,500. I think I set an automatic buyback at 42. So I have a limit order in at 4,200. If it were to crash to that point, and I can make a quick buyback, you know, with it while I'm sleeping or something. But probably should have set it at 4,500 and let it go. But I haven't done. I set it at 42. I think that's possible. I just don't know how long. Are you interviewing any crypto tax professionals? I already did. Dallas, I already did. I interviewed my actual accountant. So and he got slammed because of it. Like he's got people from all over the world that he's doing their taxes for because of that video. So yeah. So I did. I just look for Elliot Kravitz. There's a video that I did where we talk a lot about it. Craig Wright stole my garden gnomes. By the way, watch the Keltner channel. It's in your indicator. Okay. Do you have a new price prediction for Cardano? $10 someday. Ontology gas is better than Neo. Okay. You know, the one thing I noticed on my ontology is that I have a bunch of coins that it's minted, but I can't claim them. And I'm not sure why. And it sounds like it's, I haven't tried in quite a while though, but if anybody understands why you can't claim ontology, or if you can now, if something's changed, I haven't looked into it. It's on my list though. Do you have a sell number in mind for Cardano? I think $24 is possible. I don't have a sell number in mind for Cardano. Like it's the furthest thing on my radar for selling. Like I'll probably hold Cardano for the next couple years. You know, it depends. Like because you know, this whole cycle. If we go on another big bull run at some point, then I will likely, you know, let's just say this: there's some Cardano I'm probably going to have to sell at some point, and then there's other Cardano that I'll hold for years because I think the overall return on Cardano is going to grow exponentially when it reaches a certain point. Dude, did you gain weight or is it the beard that's thicker? Oh, my beard is thicker. I've been getting it's typically I do videos and I thin it out. But I've been letting it grow thicker and it's higher. So it just covers more of my face. I've actually lost some weight. So if the beard's making me look fat, maybe I need to shave it, thin it down again. Do you hold LTC? I do not hold Litecoin. Do not hold Litecoin at the moment. Never have. How much is a node at the moment? How much is a node? I assume you're talking about how much is a matrix node? I think if you want a validator node, you need 100,000 tokens. Let me check something. So matrix AI right now. All right, so Matrix is at 13. So if you wanted to run a validator node, it's going to be the most profitable. You need 100,000 times. So $13,690 for a validator node AI. But then you'd basically generate, I think it's about 51% return on investment on that master node annually. I guess at the current everything. But I think you only need, I think it's 10,000 for a minor node. So 10,000 times 8, 3, 6, 8. So call it $1,400 or less for a minor node for Matrix AI, and I think it's a 39% time. So make $533 in Matrix over the course of a year on a minor node. I think that's about what it boils down to. So yeah, I mean, that's it for Matrix. But I like it. So I'm all the way over here. My camera is reverse, which I hate. I hate how, because it makes me look funny in general. It makes my facial structure look backwards and weird on video. Or an inspiration to. Thank you, Jack. Jacob Canfield posted that if we break 4750, it might see 4200. Yeah, I mean, he's basically referring to the support levels. Break one support level, then it's likely going to go down and touch the second. So that's kind of what he's figuring. I'm pretty sure. We're also getting a pretty widespread. This is the 4 hour, so not getting any pivots. Potential. On a day chart, though, this is where pivot reversal basically said to buy in. Said to buy in at 40.57. That was after its previous sell at 39 or 38.99. I mean, you can see these pivot reversal, especially on a day chart, not too shabby. Not too shabby, but it did tell you to buy in here. So, and this is what I was kind of teaching everybody about pivot reversals. So if I'm going into if I'm using pivot reversals to figure out when to buy and sell, this is the buy. Oh man, doing there, George? Price range. So buying, it's asking me to sell. Well, it asked me to sell in this candle, but I would have ignored that because it's a minor pivot, right? And this is what I've been talking about on my channel with the pivot reversal strategy recently. Basically, you know, anything under a 4% pivot it's a minor pivot and probably easily ignored. Now, that's one of the reasons why pivot reversal is primarily for trending markets. It's either trending up or down. If it's ranging, basically a sideways market pivot reversal strategy, you're going to get a lot of these minor pivots that aren't going to help you much. So if I had bought in here and I would have seen this telling me to sell, because it's under 4%, I would likely have ignored that. So I would have basically bought in at 39.43 and then I would have ignored this, I would have ignored that because I was already holding, and then I would be riding this wave up. So that's how I look at the pivot reversal stuff. But one of the reasons why I sold last night at 5,011, because like I said earlier, I was wanting to sell at 5,300, but we rushed out to catch Dumbo with the family, so I missed that opportunity to sell. And but I've been trying to gauge, I've been trying to look at other indicators so that there's some confluence between what the pivot reversals, where I think a pivot reversal is going to stem in conjunction with like RSI, EMA, things like that. And so I basically jumped, I jumped before a pivot, and I ended up being pretty accurate. So I'm learning. Any new ICOs? It's all IEOs, and until I'm not real big on these IEOs right now, to be quite frank with you. Just not. I'm not real big on these IEOs because I don't really like the nature of the exchanges now playing a significant role in these IEOs. I don't like the fact that I guarantee that these exchanges are taking a cut of these ICO proceeds directly because they're basically giving them a built-in listing. They're giving them built-in liquidity options for the investors, which that is not a bad thing. But I think a hammer is going to come down at some point pretty hard on these exchanges doing the IEOs. Um, um, Wade Jacobson, damn Crow, you're an animal. Best one around. Thanks, man. Just got auto kicked for posting a link. Oh, I don't know. You hold Electronium. I don't personally. I helped a friend get some a while back. When you do a live stream, dance if Cardano hits $10. When Cardano hits $10, I'm going to do a hell of a lot more than dance. Oh, did anyone watch Bitcoin and Friends YouTube? I haven't seen that. Is that a TV show? I'm not sure what that is. You have to make an ontology transaction. Oh, is that? Oh, so you can't. So okay. So you're saying that ontology? I need to look into that more. Laugh my ass off. If we now would have another green candle out of nowhere live on stream, that would be fun. Not for me, but damn Crow. Okay. How do you make money on a Cardano node being part of a pool? Well, I think there's some randomness associated with it. You don't have to have a minimum, so you could stake like 10 Cardano or 10 million if you want. And I think the more you have, the more block credits you have the potential to get. Would be easier for you to chat with us in real time if you streamed without the delay option. Just a thought. Yeah, I don't even know. I never thought of that before. That's true. I don't even know why there is a delay. I just thought that was standard. So maybe it's not. Peace out, Crow. Thanks for the chill stream, dude. No problem, stacking. Appreciate you being here, man. Binance Coin just jumped pretty high. Not sure why. Everything else is dropping. I have to run to work. Catch up later. They need a love button too. Have you heard of the market God indicator on TradingView? It's been crazy accurate, and it literally tells you to buy and sell. It's free, and you can search it by market God. No, I haven't. Market God beta. One has. I'm gonna look it up before I actually. Yeah, I'll read up on this. If this, I'm always down with checking out new indicators, but I like reading about them and understanding them before I turn them on, because otherwise, what's the point? I don't know what it's going to try and tell me anyway. Celsius network hacked, confirmed. Say what? I don't think that's. Send a message to somebody, because I haven't heard about this yet. I heard that there was an information, some sort of information hack at some point, and then people that don't change their passwords, or people that use the same passwords for everything, um, yeah, I I don't even know what to say. Throw me a link or something. Show me where this is happening. Unless it's just trolling fun. That's trolling fun. Real. It wasn't hacked. Basically, what I understood, something did happen like a week ago, but I think it was a bunch of information was hacked from somewhere else. It wasn't hacked from Celsius. Whether, I don't know if it was the Facebook hack or what. And a lot of the data ended up on the dark web, and then for people that don't like change their passwords, or they use the same password for everything, which is what I've been preaching against for forever now. Um, the same passwords and usernames were used on some of the Celsius accounts, and those accounts were accessed, but it wasn't that Celsius was hacked. So they're telling me, because she said, "Are you asking or telling?" I said, "Asking." She goes, "Because we were fighting off a serious attack last week and we were successful. It's why we got all these new security measures in place, which may have been a bit overkill because it made the system a little buggier. And we have been dealing with frustrated customers, but now everything is working smoothly again." Nope, you're not rambling. And this is straight from the horse's mouth. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, they were attacked, but they weren't hacked. You have to make an ontology deposit or withdraw in your wallet. Okay, that's super cool to know then. Yeah, if ADA hits $10, I'll definitely throw a party. I actually haven't slept in a week. I'm telling her out because live right now, talking to you on chat. Well, poor gal. I don't know if she slept in a month. Apparently a week. Crypto found your interview with Crypto Taxes with Elliot Kravitz, January 29th. Thanks, Crow. Was in VA hospital with Dad, World War II vet. That's why I missed it. I will watch it. Very cool, Dallas. Dark Web confirms in CEO's SIM swap. Please invite Filicone on your show. Man, I've tried to touch base with Filicone. I've tried talking to him. He's a crazy little bastard. That's all I can tell you. I've offered this guy help. I've tried everything. For whatever reason, he's like he's gonna be like one of those crazy old hermits that like just lives in a shoebox and just yells at everybody crossing his lawn. Like I don't know. I think the guy is super smart. Like he's great at what he does. I used to watch his videos a lot. But then when I tried reaching out to him. I reached out to him a couple times on Twitter, and finally he just kind of like went ape shit on me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, who shit in your Wheaties? Like, I don't know. Guy's unstable as hell. I sorry to say it, but I tried befriending him, talking to him, offered to bring him on. I just all kinds of stuff. He don't want any part of anything anybody has to say. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure one time he like trolled everybody and like showed his asshole on screen or something. I don't. The dude's nuts. That's all I know. Celsius is fine. Hey pal, where do you see this going now? Are we going back down? That's what I'm expecting. Right now we're at 48.37. Looks like we've been kind of hanging on. Where'd that on? Day chart's kind of boring. And I'm so hungry. I was able to eat an hour ago. I've been on here with you guys 3 hours. Isn't that nuts? So price. Now we're at 3.5%. So we're still in minor pivot territory. I think all the successful high-profile companies are targets. BitGo is secure. We are secure. All good. We implemented new security measures, and we are kosher Rito. That's like a burrito, but kosher. I do have a relationship with Celsius and those guys because I love them. I love all of them, and I love everybody that works for Alex, and I love Alex. So we have an open line of communication, so I just settled that right there. Celsius is fun. Great stream, Crow. Thank you. Just logged on. Where you been? Smash up the likes. I have no idea how many likes are. I don't even pay attention. Nobody likes my video. Everybody's like, nobody cares about Crow. A good time to buy now, or is the market trending back down bearish? Well, that's what this video is all about. I sold my Bitcoin at $5,011 and I'm watching it go down. So this gray box here, top left is where I sold. And right now I've improved if I bought back in, I will have improved my position about not quite 3.5% yet. But also, please remind your viewers that good personal online security protocol is like good hygiene. No one else can make you do it. You have to do it yourself. That means not being a moron and using the same password for every account. That's straight from my friend at Celsius, who just got married, apparently. So she's a trip, man. That kid's smart. Like MIT. It's like a hot nerd. And I can say that because you don't know who I'm talking about. She's still messaging. Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like any platform, exchange or otherwise, could be crazy secure, but if your end user security is lacking because you same stuff. You're saving it in browsers, all the stuff that you can be doing. It's a pain in the ass to maintain your personal security. Believe me, I know, and I've learned a lot of hard lessons. But it's so worth it. So worth it, and it's dropping some more. Man, the tension just keeps rising. Bitcoin crashing. Watch it live. Oh, let's see what else is going on here in chat. Look at Dark Owl. Feelings about Holochain. I still don't know a hell of a lot about Holochain. I've talked to them about trying to work with them. I was doing some reading on their website. It actually looks pretty cool. And I like how they're actually selling like these little units where you can mine Holochain and be a part of the network. I think it's a pretty cool idea. This is a pre-recorded presentation. Not sure what you're talking about. This video isn't. This is live, son. I don't know why I'm so far off screen. Yeah, maybe I do need to get rid of that delay. Thank you for your review on Aeon. LOL, you nailed it. Again, either way, not your keys, not your coins. And if they don't have insurance like FDIC, that's the risk you take. Takes money to make money and risk, but don't be dumb, lazy when. I will say that fiat deposits on Crow's Nest X are going to be insured. So I'm trying to work out ways to insure the fiat or the crypto as well, but that's crazy stupid expensive. PSA, change your passwords regularly, like your tires on your car. Didn't Filicone's girlfriend leave him and take all of his Bitcoin? I have no idea. I don't really pay attention. Dude wants to be left alone. Did you see your cameo on Doug Polk's latest video? Uh-oh. No. What do you think of the Doug Polk troll? Interesting. I haven't seen that. Let's see it. Hold on. I almost bum rushed him in Vegas as a joke. He hasn't. Jeez, he hasn't done a video in so long that if he's trolling me in his video. Unacceptable. 50%, 52% of people think. He's lost some weight. What the hell? I mean, I don't know. I guess that's it. I'll watch the whole thing later. I think it's kind of funny. What would I talk about if I didn't have crypto? I don't know. Conspiracy theories, probably. I'd have a tinfoil hat on. I don't really think that was much of a troll. I thought it was just a cute, like, kind of poking fun. Who's going to win, the Crow coin or the Raven coin? Totally different animals. Totally different animals. I'll never promote the Crow coin as anything other than a utility. Like, that's it. If something more comes of it, great, but that's it. Just got out of class and I couldn't believe you were still online. I can't believe I'm still here either. I'm not gonna lie. This is not at all what I anticipated doing today, but 3 hours in and here we are. This has got to be the longest. This has got to be a Crow record. I don't think I've ever done anything. Can you organize a live trade competition? I do plan on doing that for Crow's Nest. I do plan on doing. Hey Crow, you need to watch this cartoon. It's called Bitcoins and. What exchange do you recommend? What do you use to buy back in? You store everything in Tether or store everything in Fiat? I mean, it doesn't really matter. Nice work. Keep up the good work. P.S. Unbank yourself. Hello from Norway. Cardano's safe. Yes. Do you have friends on the inside on the Aeon Foundation? No, I don't talk to any of those people. Yasnik, but he just runs an Aeon mining pool. I don't think he's on the inside of Aeon. Hey, Jason, do you think the BTC dominance percentage has anything to do with the price never falling more than the 3,000 area? I don't know. You know what I am going to have to do, though? Because it is... I need to see where my wife is, because I might need to be running upstairs to let my daughter... Oh, it looks like she's... Well, down to 4,800. Let's keep moving this down. Now we're at a major pivot. So we're at over 4%. So if I were to buy back in right now, I'd have improved my Bitcoin position by 4.25%. So that's not too shabby. I think we're going lower, though. Lower. You have friends. Dude, I've been online since I first watched your video in 2017. Yes, bro, it's all your fault. You saw the new Sparkster medium? They really think they could be worth 400 billion. Okay. Trolls are never happy. Trolls are a bunch of crybabies. Very true. I feel like anybody that runs around the internet spreading negativity, like I always thought Doug Polk was more tongue in cheek. Honestly, I think he's kind of funny. He's looking good, to be honest. I mean, he looks like he's lost a lot of weight. Now I feel like I gotta compete with him. I gotta lose some weight now. Oh wait, I've already started. I don't think I'm gonna get as thin as him though. Jesus. Good kudos to him. Of course, maybe that's what he's doing. He's not on YouTube much, so maybe he's just out working out. Takes muscles to play that much poker, I guess. I don't know. His hair had more volume than he did. Put that in your next cameo, Polk. Dude, I've been online. What kind of tokens are you going to have on the exchange? So Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Stellar Lumens, Crowcoin at launch is the plan. and then we'll add from there. But that's pretty much the gist of it. We have to do full legal reviews on everything else we have. So that's what we're going to have to do. So we're not going to launch with like 300 tokens. Jeff Bezos' ex-wife agreed to take $35.6 billion in Amazon stock in divorce. We're going back down to 3K. CoinBase told us about this bullcrap before it even happened. Then said we're going down to 2.5 to 3,000. All right. I mean, from the looks of things, anything's possible. We've got a pretty nice trend downward. And the thing of it is that this EMA, the further apart, bam, it just spread even further. The further this spreads from the 34, the more difficult it's going to be for that to change. So as we go down in price, this should continue widening. So this will be real interesting. Will you have leverage trading? No, I'm not doing anything leverage based. Honestly, I don't even understand leverage yet. So I'm not going to support it if I don't fully. Like, I'm not a financial wizard. Like that's the thing. The Crow's Nest X exchange is going to be as straight up as it gets. You know, in the future, as I learn, and my lawyers and everybody, it's like compliance is number one, security, you know, all of that stuff is important, and then we'll grow out from there. We're not going to be doing any wash trading, although we are going to have a liquidity pipeline, I think, that's going to help keep the order book where it needs to be. But, you know, like I'm not hiring people to do wash trading back and forth to pump the volume of the exchange up. My hope is that people support the exchange because of what it stands for, because of what I stand for. And over time, more people start adopting it. You know, instead of sending everybody to CoinBase to go get your Bitcoin, hopefully people are really go to Crow's Nest X. That's the best place. We're going to have an app, so you're going to be able to do everything on a mobile app. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing. I'm really pumped about it. But this is a business for me, and it's a very serious one. So, you know, I'm not some crazy dude in China who's going to launch some unregulated exchange and try to just screw everybody. And it's like, this is a legit thing, and we're going to take things slow, and we're going to grow slowly. So it's 4:11. I'm going to come back, but I am going to shut my video off for a second, and I'm going to go upstairs, and I'm going to wait for all of your questions because I'm going to go get my daughter off the bus. And then I'll come back and I'm going to see what you guys have had to say. We'll see where we're at. But I'm not going to shut this off. I'm going to see how long we can keep this going. I'm back. 4,500 yet? Ha ho ha. Ooh, big dip incoming. Quark chain, I hold Quark. Where can I get sell token? Until they get listed on exchanges, nowhere yet. That I know of. Anyone else get hooked on the show The Magicians on Netflix? Yeah, I did. Like an adult mix of Harry Potter and Narnia. Yeah, very accurate. My wife and I like that show. We watched that together. What are your feelings for your exchange? What do you mean? I mean, right now my feelings are like nervousness because I'm like, will anybody care? Will anybody support it? Will anybody use it? You know, is it going to allow me to continue working in crypto and doing everything that I do? You know, like I know hackers are going to be targeting the hell out of it, like, you know, just to try and make a point, you know, like, I mean, like the way it works, hackers aren't going to be able to get much out of it if they did manage to hack it, because everything's going to be in cold storage and stuff anyway. So, I mean, everything's going to be basically handled through different systems. So, but of course, everybody, you know, that what one of the things that hackers love is just to do something they're not supposed to. They're not supposed to be able to prove how elite they are and all that stuff. So, security is obviously a big concern. Making sure that that's on point. Anyone else creeped out being in Crow's basement all alone? That's funny. Oh, Candle, you better not turn green, you little SOB. Keep that momentum going. Down to 4 grand. How about that? And my office is actually really nice. So it's not a dingy old basement. Beautiful brand new office. Is it a good idea to not buy now and sell when it bounces back? We don't know how low it's going to go. It could go to 3 grand. It could turn right around right now. It could. I mean, we don't know. I took a big risk. I took a gamble. You know, RSI right now is pretty decent. Oh, my wife's calling. Hello, love. I'm live on YouTube right now. Yeah, Celine's home. I just let her in. All right, she's getting her snacks. All right, love you. I was just calling to see what you're doing. Hanging out with my homies for 3 hours on YouTube. Don't sell now, guys. We're going to 20 grand. I mean, $20. Whoa, stepped away for a second and he's gone. Did the rapture come and I missed it? Something tells me if the rapture came, I wouldn't be one that vanished. But who knows? I'd like to think so, but Crappy's back. Hide the coke. Oh boy. He disappeared, then reappeared. Good God. Sell is on IDEX. Okay. It's just the big... Doug Polk didn't bash you. He just said without BTC, what would you talk about? And being you are a channel based on crypto, he has a point. He bashed Data Dash and Superman. Oh. I'll have to go back and watch the whole video. I mean, he only I don't even consider it. I don't even think he trolled me. He referenced a video that I did like very early on in one of his videos, and I thought it was more funny. Like a lot of people are like, "Are you mad?" I'm like, "No, I'm not mad." Like he's just being funny. Like there's a difference between Doug Polk ribbing people and what some of these other guys do. Like some of these other guys are just straight nasty and they make up stuff and they're just terrible people. Doug Polk is just Doug Polk. I mean, he's doing it for views, for fun. I don't think I haven't seen what he said about Superman or anybody else. I don't know what he's doing, but they all kind of rib each other. I just kind of figure like if we're all on YouTube, we're all doing the best we can None of us know what the hell we're really talking about. It's all speculation. You know, we're all trying to find our way. Some of us are just better about, you know, trying to educate others with what we've discovered. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. Some of these guys that try to pretend like they're super duper experts. Look, I can read an article or two and put together a well thought out presentation and make you guys believe anything I want. Okay? It's really not that hard. And I can make you guys think. I can put on my suit and I can shave and clean up and do a bunch of stuff and set up everything in a way. And I can make you guys think I was Craig Wright. It's just not my way. Having the ability to do that and doing it are totally different things, and it's just not my way. You know, I'm no expert. I'm nothing special. I'm a relatively intelligent guy, and I just share my interests and my hobbies with people that, and that's pretty much all. Anything outside of that. Oh my God, you're still going. I know. This is crazy shit. I might have to stop at 4 hours if we go that long. I just figure like until I know exactly. I was just gonna leave this running without me. So like anybody that just wanted to tune in and see what was happening with the price action, then cool. If you shave, I'm out. I'm never shaving my beard. Never shaving my facial hair ever. My wife would disown me. So don't worry about that. Never mind, we read again. This is fun. This is probably the most fun I've had doing a YouTube video in quite some time. So, obviously it's due to you guys. That's cool. Appreciate the honesty. Carl, the moon has the money for the babes. Sure, he gets. Yeah, I mean, I think people are starting to see the trend. So, higher low trend on. So, what are we on? We're on a 1 hour. I don't see the distance. All these lights are creating this glare on my. This is resistance right here, 47.60. So this is a resistance line, 47.63. Came close. We didn't even touch it. But that's on a 1 hour chart. .4 hour. We're still not touching support yet. It has. I'm having fun, Crow. All I need is for FC to go next. Resistance first dip or the 200 DSMA. Volume does. Volume is shrinking. Moment. Maybe we get a small green candle out of this. The one thing that this doesn't have is like order book. I would really love to see the. Do you use Bollinger Bands? No, I don't. I don't really use Bollinger Bands. I kind of get it. I've just never really put any time into really understanding it a lot. What Ichimoku settings are you using? 20, 60, 120, and 30. Seems it's pretty much default state. Man, I'm so hungry. The lack of volume on the hourly without the involvement of the whales negates. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I sold. Tom Lee says fair value for Bitcoin is 14K right now. I mean, there's a website out there called actually I forget what it's called, but there's a website that talks about the actual value based on transactions and everything significant. Fair value. Didn't you have a conference recently? No, we pushed that back to November. I think it's going to drop to at least 4,600. Turn on TNC. Oh, so that was a 1. Really be interested to know what the true value of BTC is if you took out 80% of the fake volume that got reported. Yeah, that's true. There's so much fake volume, and I hate how it is. Because I don't really think that helps any. It doesn't help anybody but the exchanges trying to justify their crazy pricing. The fact of the matter is like the vast majority. I would say 98% of the exchanges out there, the majority of them are fake volume. People aren't trading. I've talked to so many companies, man, and they know what their volume's trading at on their own coins and stuff, and they're the first to tell you, like, yeah, it's all bogus on exchange. Can't believe it. Case. And that's one thing that makes me nervous is because launching Crow's Nest is like, we're not going to be doing wash trading. Like when you see the volume on there, it's going to be real. And when you compare our volume to like all the other exchanges out there, even if it starts to really pick up and do well, it's probably not going to look like much compared to the rest. But that's just the way it is. I think as traders and people start using it though, and they start seeing like, oh, well, I put in an order, it sells pretty quick. That, hopefully that's all that'll matter. Would a DEX be more accurate? Possibly. You can still wash trade, I'm pretty sure, on a... I don't think that's really... Other exchanges likely fudging their numbers to... well, that's just it. The majority of the exchanges are cheaters. Like they're all playing the same game against each other. They all want to be competitive. And if the top exchanges are wash trading and they're pumping their own volume up, you want to try and look competitive with the big boys out there, you have to do the same thing. And I just think it's one of those situations that we're not going to do it regardless. Like if we look small and unwanted and unloved, well, then maybe it's going to be a matter of waiting until the SEC or whoever else comes, crashing down and with a hammer, and then we become a superstar. But I'm of the firm belief that if you do things right and you play right by the people that are supporting you, you keep your nose clean, you go with your gut, you do what you feel is right, in the end it will work out. I believe that people that sell their soul to achieve X, they're giving up everything to cut some corners, to have everything now, to be perceived as something now, rather than just work their way towards that. And those are the people that end up getting in a lot of trouble, or those are the people that end up, it's like what goes up must come down kind of thing. I think that's true for people that force themselves up with, if you're trying to climb a house of cards, law of attraction, yeah, that's part of it too. What is your technical analysis? I've just joined 10 minutes ago. I mean, my technical analysis is there is no technical analysis. Again, I sold Bitcoin at $5,000, $5,011. Expected it to turn around. It's been doing that. I want to buy back in, but I'm just waiting to buy back in. I'm not sure when the right time is going to be. It could be $4,000. It could be 4,500. Major. So I mean, on this time frame, this is a 4 hours. So support's all the way down here at 4,030. Basically back where it started. Now, actually, technically, that's not true because like this is support. So this is the support line here. So realistic support is at 37 or 47. 47.33. So, you know, I expect to touch that at some point. And then, so if I get rid of everything else, so that's the first level of support. Second layer is support, 4,600. So you've got these two levels of support, and then from there it's all the way down here. So if it were to break through, if this were to break down past 47.34, you could very easily plummet all the way back down to 4. Basically what this is. All this stuff over here is future projection. This is basically saying that if we range for a while, that the levels of support will be up here. But as you can see, there's a big gap between two completely different levels of support. So we still have a ways to go before we're out of the clouds there. 48.39. See where we're going. Increase trade volume to charge more to list the project. Right. Well, that's a lot of it too. A lot of these exchanges, they're trying to show, hey, you put your coin on our exchange, you pay us buku money. We've got all the users, we've got all these people trading, our volume is competitive with all the top players. It's all a big bunch of smoke. The first line is 47.33, second line is 4,600, right? And what are those two bottom lines, green and red? What price? So this is all part of Ichimoku Cloud. So this is the first line of support. So when the price is above this, then these lines become support. If the price action were below this, these would be lines of resistance. Okay. So right now, you know, this is the first line of support, 47.39. Second is 46.06. Now, if we range forward, then these two, like where these lines go, it's hard to see because I got all this glare. These could just range out and just be like 1, 2, 3, and it just could look like a step ladder. But these lines here, this is the cloud. So technically speaking, this is a bullish Ichimoku cloud, but it's a very thin cloud, which means that the price can go anywhere. The bigger the cloud is, so like if we go, well, it's hard to see without zooming in. But you know, the cloud could be this big. It could be this giant green or red box. The thicker the cloud, the more kind of, I don't know, accurate, I guess you could say. And in that instance, it's more difficult for the price to get to break down through, okay, to go from bullish to bearish. With this, it really wouldn't be that difficult for it to break through the cloud in either one direction because the cloud is so thin, and that's just basically, it's like a no trade zone kind of thing. It's like there's no real indication of where the price action could end up because there's just not a lot of momentum. And so Ichimoku is more of a trending kind of thing. It doesn't really do so much in a ranged market, as you can see, because we're obviously ranging at this point, and we were ranging before. But you know, ultimately, this becomes a third and fourth layer of support for the price if it breaks through these first two. And so, and then if it breaks down below those, then obviously we're in bearish territory, and then it's a struggle to get back up, and then this all changes to resistance at that point, and away we go. So, yeah, so that's that. So we're turning green here a little bit. Sucks. Per hour. So like this is an example. So like, you know, on a 1 hour, this is a little bigger, and you know, this support level, this is support on a 4 hour chart, but the actual cloud itself is support. So you can see you kind of bounced off of that a little bit. It didn't really touch it. It got pretty close, but it bounced off of that level of support there. And this was the first level of support, and it broke down through that. And that's on a 1 hour chart. There's no way it goes below 4,700. We'll see. Wow. Do you know how Matrix AI is going to be integrated with the Chinese Belt and Road? I know they said they are the exclusive blockchain for the Belt and Road initiative. On paper, it looks killer. Well, as I understand it, anything that has to do with blockchain-related technology and artificial intelligence and so forth is basically going to be powered and driven by Matrix AI for a $900 billion project that's looking to connect, continents together for, all sorts of services and things. So that's pretty slick. Thanks, boss. Instantly subbed. No bullshit here. Just straight information that we. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, crypto. What time frames are you using? I'm referencing all of them. Primarily I look at the 4 hour because that's typically what people trade on in crypto. 4 hours seems to be fairly accurate, but I reference everything. The first sign of a bullish short-term move is the 15-minute 1226 EMA before we see bullish change on hourly and 4-hour chart. I'm late to the stream, Nelson Tapia. Better late than never, man. Better late than never. So we're still red on a 4 hour, but oh, it did turn. You know who I like? Who's done some really good TA is Financial Freedom. It's got like a green and black theme, like logo and stuff. And he's obviously from the UK. And like he doesn't do regular daily videos. I kind of wish he would. He uses Elliott Wave a lot and Fibonacci, and he's sharp. He's a sharp tack. He's not wildly popular, which I'm not quite sure why. I'm guessing it's because he doesn't do regular videos. I noticed, my subs drop, everything on my channel falls if I don't come back and keep doing more and more stuff. So, but yeah, he's pretty solid, really good. You might want to check him out. He explains every little detail when he does a video. He doesn't just like throw out some lines and call some bullshit and then onto something. He explains everything. Sentimentality. Trade Devil uses Elliott Waves. Best TA guy is Crypto Crew University. I don't know who that. All right. Man, I hate to leave so many people. I might come back on tonight. If I don't know how many likes this video has, but if it ends up with like 300 or more likes, I may very well come back tonight after dinner, after I wind down. It'll probably be like after like 9 o'clock Eastern, I'm guessing. And I'll come back and we'll continue this. I'll just basically do the same video, just continuation or part 2 or something. And we'll see where we end up. Because I think one way or another, I'm going to end up buying back in before I go to sleep. I'm not going to leave my fate into the hands of Asia while I'm sleeping and powerless. So I'll leave it here for now. This is 3.5 hours. This is a crow record, but I have got to eat something or I'm going to start shaking. I love every one of you guys. I thank you guys so much for joining me. And I'll see you again this evening. Grow your coin.